Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Monday daily, your Monday afternoon action of ALR. And we are here tonight in silver for the Monaco Grand Prix. And you can see we're already a couple of minutes into the session as well. Then they are very keen to get going tonight, aren't they? I wonder if there's something special going on tonight. I'm not sure, to be honest. I gotta say, I have just been half asleep all the way through today, and yep, I'm now wide awake and ready for this action indeed. Then, as we're just watching Andre there, who's in the tunnel right now. Then let me get up the old display graphics, and then we'll be ready to get cooking on gas. Andre in the Red Bull at the moment. We've got V Todd, who's out there as well last night. Of course, a big shout out to the gold guys last night. They was absolutely golden, wasn't they? And so they should be. Of course, being the top division of ALR, they was splendid, weren't they? And of course, all of them was rewarded with a point as well, which has been absolutely fantastic. It really was said in terms of actual, they were just beautiful last night, weren't they? Very good stuff indeed. Equals has invalidated his time already. Jake Wilson there is just coming out of the Nouvelle chicane then before coming into the back as well. Then yellow flags are fluttering. I'm expecting a lot of yellow flags here tonight as he goes over the swimming pool section here. And oh goodness me, also kissing the Armco barrier as well, Jake Wilson, as he comes into the final part of the course as well. And now he flicks it through, and he's on DRS. There's only one DRS zone around this 2.0 mile circuit there. And as Jake goes into the 11s so far. And to start us off, lovely stuff indeed then. Andre's also invalidated his time as well. Flea is in the pits, and Pillars, who's really been breaking down the pillars of Dan's incredible start to the season, hasn't he? And Pillars is now within a win now. Well, he's exactly a win behind Dan Murphy, so that just shows how incredible this man has been since joining Silver. Quickly, let's go through the drivers and the constructor standing, shall we? As we're about 4 minutes into this, Dan Murphy leads the championship, but only by 25 points. Now that lead has been coming down dramatically since Pillars has taken up a full-time slot in the Ferrari, hasn't he? He has been brilliant as he comes across the line, and he is going to go fastest. Freitas is second in front of Wilson, who is second at the moment. His teammate in the second Ferrari has just gone on the line as well, but he is just starting his time then. Andre is invalidated, so he's going to have to go around and have another crack. Same with Equals as well in the Williams there. He's doing a cracking job this season. Equals. This is Ghost Recon also starting as well, and we've got Iceman as well. Going back to the championship, New Potato is 28 points behind the Pillars and 53 points behind Murphy at the moment. So the top two at the moment, they're on a league of their own. But Potato is missed the last race, didn't he? And he's back in attendance here tonight. Then let's see what he can do. Then V Todd is moving south back up to fourth after a fantastic drive last time out in Spain. There really judged the strategy to absolute perfection there. And wow, it was brilliant there, as the old French would say, wouldn't they? Of course, we're here in Monaco, which is next to France, if my geography has not let me down, which it probably has as well. Potato's gone fourth fast at the moment, and Iceman is coming across the line as well. We'll keep an eye on what everyone's doing. And on board with Mark Smello, and also Baz out there as well. Shane in the other AlphaTauri has moved himself up to fifth. He's gone up 3 positions last time out. Cirrus Mushroom has still scored in every event so far, but his first part of the season there, where he had in the first 3 races, he was scoring some mighty points. Unfortunately, the last 3 races he's only been he's been in 10th position there, but he has been scoring points still. That may be may come back to help him later on in the season as well. Wilson is up 2 positions into 7th as well. Gurman and Ghost has dropped down 2 positions, and FIFA Beefy is in the top 10 as well. Lovely stuff indeed. In the constructor standings, and this is what the state of play is. Mercedes are in first still then, but they have also been reeled in, just like Murphy's been reeled in the drivers. Mercedes are being reeled in the constructors as well. And we just take a look there. There was a slow car there a minute ago. AlphaTauri is now in second position, and both New Potato and Shane are really starting to do well in the old teams championship, and they Ferrari though only 5 points away in third position. Racing Point and Renault status quo there, 4th and 5th. Alfa Romeo have moved up to 6th. Lovely stuff indeed then. And Haas, Red Bull, McLaren and Williams then completes the constructor standards as well then. And then we're about 8 minutes into the session as well. Broke Grillish just said, evening Sean, can I mention that Tess and I have had a baby on Saturday? Oh, congratulations. Oh my goodness me, Woody is facing the wrong way. Sorry, Woody. Woods is facing the wrong way. Oh, we've also got a Red Bull also shedding a bit of carbon fibre as well, as he is reversing back the wrong way, coming up to Raskas here. I think didn't Mimo Schiatarella try to do a spin around here one time, didn't he? Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well in the Simtech. That was Simtech's last weekend as a Formula 1 team, unfortunately. The last time ever that Formula 1 had a full grid as well. But Woods there is just trying to get himself back onto the track as neatly as possible. Now, I think he's done a good job there to keep out of the way. It's good stuff there from Woods. Gurman is out on track, coming through to back as well. Going through into the comments from YouTube there. Young Light saying, hey Sean. Gio saying, hey ALR lads. Hello Gio, I hope you're having a lovely time indeed. Then it's just taking a look at Gurman. I think oh goodness me, there was a car that got right in Gurman's way there, didn't he? Here comes William now, of course, making his second appearance in silver tonight. He had an alright race in Spain, didn't he? It did come unravel though towards the end, unfortunately. So let's see what William could do here tonight as well, as he is coming into the famous Monaco tunnel then, and he blasts back out as well, because that Monaco tunnel used to be a lot shorter back when Monaco first debuted on the Formula 1 calendar. Goodness me. Oh, he has hit the barrier. He was too close. And unfortunately, because of that, he has spun himself around. And that lap is also ruined as well. With just 10 minutes to go in this session as well. As we just had a racing point move himself up into a very competitive full position. I think that was V. Todd there once again, showing that he has got some incredible pace. Not only in qualifying, but the race as well. He's become a complete driver, hasn't he? Here's the championship leader, Dan Murphy there, accelerating out of Saint-Devote and climbing up the hill nicely indeed. Goodness me. Every time I look away, there's more comments going on then. Yeah, so Young Lights at the moment then is just saying good luck everyone, especially Red Bull. Still annoyed about what happened yesterday's race. Yeah, of course, unfortunately, Young Lights couldn't take part, could he? And he was looking very strong in the first qualifying session. Incredibly quick, wasn't he? Very less than 0.2 seconds away from, I think it was Cookie, wasn't it? Who was fast in the first qualifying session, if I'm not very much mistaken. Emerson saying, evening Sean, let's see if we can get any heroics here tonight. And of course, as Emerson probably got the overtake of the day, and maybe the overtake of the season now on the outside of Saint-Devote. My goodness me, that was incredible, wasn't it? Dan Murphy then, of course, who drives in gold but wasn't here last night, so he is going to have a slight disadvantage, isn't he? Because he hasn't got race, so he's because usually in gold then you kind of do oh, he's jumped across the curbs there, Dan has, and that is not good at all. He's got to go around and have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Equals is also coming down into Mirabeau as well, but we're keeping an eye on what Shane is doing at the moment. Of course, he got pole position back in China, didn't he, in the AlphaTauri. Let's see if we can get another pole position here tonight as well. And of course, as Young Light saying, oh, well, I'll have to try again. And we got Kane. Good luck from Alton Towers. Payne's there. As yeah, so Payne's is not in here tonight, as he is enjoying himself in Alton Towers. I can't remember last time I went to Alton Towers. I think I got to say I'm still scarred by the roller coaster. I think it's Oblivion, isn't it, where where you just drop down from the top. Goodness, and I'm a man who's very much scared of heights, and yep, that has scarred me to this day as well. Unfortunately, I had to go on that twice because I also lost the because you get like a photo, don't you, of you know, when you're just about to go down. Razor's left the session. Unfortunately, we can come back in soon. Shane goes to 10th fast at the moment. He's the slowest of the timed runner so far. Itchy is coming in the pits. Murphy's still on the left at the moment. Here comes Equals coming out of Anthony Nogues, then the man who the brainchild behind this incredible event here in Monaco. He is at 10th fast while Equals is at the moment as well. This is a unique track, isn't it? This one is, you got to get into a groove, don't you? You have to be kind of be an out of body experience, really, like Ayrton Senna had on his incredible qualifying lap. As Razor is back in the session as well. Murphy is tucking into the pits then as well. Woods there is out on the medium tyre still at the moment in the red of theirs. He's coming out the Novo chicane then. As just taking a look down, Nunda saying that they should have a DRS in the tunnel would be really good racing. Becca Jones said evening. I think the reason we discussed it last night, but the reason why they're in a DRS in the tunnel is because it would upset the air, wouldn't it? And the air's quite funny in a compact zone, isn't it? That's as scientific as I can get, everyone. Because unfortunately, I think I've got a D in science, so that is as high as my science knowledge goes. Gurman's back out on track as well. Can Gurman there get himself back on the saddle and get himself some decent points at the moment? Gurman's had a very trying season, hasn't he? He's had 2 pole positions. He started off so well in Australia and Bahrain. He's only had 1 podium to show for Annie this season. He's had 3 DNFs, Gurman has. Remember, this man finished 3rd in the standings in bronze last season, didn't he? Car 25. And we know he's a very quick customer when he wants to be, but at the moment now he's really struggling in the opening stages of silver. But let's see how we go. There's a long old season, 22 races this season in silver, as Gurman has gone wide into Rascas as well, coming out of Vancy Notes as well. DRS right on the middle there, hugging the inside wall. That goodness me, even kissing the wall. But he goes 5th fastest there behind the infamous pillar. So there's a big old gap at the moment. Flea is out on track as well in the Red Bull. Goodness me, Flea was mixing up with the with the top runners, wasn't he? Halfway through the race last time out, his strategy really got him in the mix of things, didn't it? Unfortunately, it didn't bode too well for him towards the end of that race. But hopefully, he can get some points on the board, Flea, in the Red Bull. Then going back to the comments as well. Going back to the comments then as well, and there's that young lady saying, yeah, but hard for overtakes. If side by side going into the double chicane, then yeah, the New Val chicane is a pretty good place to overtake, and also into the swimming pool as well. But you got to have a lot of, I think you got to have a lot of help from the other driver, really. As look at that, as we had no traffic here, have we? And I got to say, last night was very, they were very polite last night as well, wasn't it? It just felt like we was on there, wasn't in the race weekend at all. And got yellow flags there coming into Portier as well. Then it's one of the cars. I think it's Serious Mushroom. There's Razor's left the session again. Then having a couple of issues there, but it looks with the old connection there, which is a shame. Then as they would, as Gordo saying, they would call it too dangerous because of the big kink. I think I was going back to the DRS. So I think a lot of it, the reason why is because they could probably have the DRS just after that, just after the gentle right-hander, albeit it's not really a gentle right-hander at all. And goodness me, William there completely misjudged that car, didn't he? Going into Raskas, and he has damaged the outside end plate there on that Mercedes. Let's see what he does now as he crosses the line. And I've got a migrating host there as Murphy has left the session, and that is it. We are done, and I think that's the quickest end to qualifying that I've had in a long time, and I really enjoyed that. Excellent stuff. Anyway, then is I've got an error as well, which isn't good. Hopefully the stream doesn't stop. Anyway, just going back then. We've got Becca. Do we know if it's a dry race? I have no earthly idea, and so hopefully someone would help me out with that in just a jiffy as well. And we've also got Payne saying, "Go on, Joe," as well. And just taking a quick look down. So great stuff indeed. Everyone saying hello everyone, and I hope you're all well tonight as well. Let me quickly make sure that I haven't got a notification. No, I haven't at the moment. Then, so I've been kicked out. Am I the only one that's been kicked out? Possibly. So if anyone can get me back in, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I'm sure that everyone left the session anyway. We got Noonda saying that all heroics into Rascals, you won't get a puncture. I think that's Rascast, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, it is Rascast. Apologies about that. Good stuff indeed then. Yep, so great stuff indeed there. You're all commenting away. Lovely stuff indeed there. Mike saying, sorry I'm late. Evening all. How are you doing, Mike? I hope you're having a splendid day as well. As Gio is saying, internet's having a bit of a problem there for Razor, and unfortunately I'm the only one as well. And Nosy has just confirmed there that the lobby has died then, and hopefully we'll find out. But the stream is fine. Lovely stuff indeed there. Dry race, Ginger from Lights Out. Brilliant stuff indeed. I also got the blue screen of doom. Yes, I have, because I don't like that blue screen of doom. Of course, being from an IT background, I hate blue screen. So stay well away from that if I can. I might have the blue screen up once again because Dan Murphy has just invited me back into the lobby. Excellent stuff indeed then. So yes, we're going to have another crack at this, Ari. So apologies for the delays, guys, but don't worry about it. We'll be back in action in just a jiffy as well. It's qualifying is still going, I think. So I've just been kicked out for no earthly reason whatsoever. So that is absolutely disgraceful. I am absolutely appalled by what's going on with this. Terrible. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm back in the session now, and we'll get going in just a few moments as well then. And hopefully we can catch the end of qualifying one then. And it's a Blair to say, sorry, it's Gordo saying it is back then. It really is, isn't it? So at the moment, Dan Murphy has had the most pole position so far this season. He's had 3. He had Vietnam, and then he has no, sorry, that's wins. I was reading the wrong comment there. Yeah, of course, the man with the most pole position so far is Gurman and Pillars. Murphy's only had 1 pole position, and that was in Vietnam. Back on board then with William as well. Unfortunately, as I hope I haven't compromised Murphy, because he's still in the pits with 2.5 minutes to go. Hopefully he can get himself back out there. Equals has disqualified himself. That's not good at all. So he's on the he is on the back row of the grid. Then Equalize, probably the worst place you could be in any Formula 1 track, isn't it? It's been on the back row. Gurman is retired from the session, but he's in the pit, so that is all right as well. Just watching William at the moment now. Both Mercedes there are staring into the abyss at the moment. Now. Hopefully we can get something. So hopefully William can get himself sorted in just a few moments. Then we got Gordo saying that he hates wasps. Just saying. I gotta say I don't like wasps either. I don't like bees though, especially after watching the Bee movie as well. And I thought that was a brilliant That was a brilliant move indeed. I really enjoyed that, especially because Kronk is on it as well. I like Kronk. I don't know what his real name is, but he's Kronk off the Emperor's New Groove, and I think his voice is absolutely fantastic. Just watching William at the moment. I haven't even got my display up. Goodness me, Sean, sort yourself out, get a haircut, and go to the gym. I would probably going to do none of those things, and there's one thing I'm especially not going to do. Oh, goodness me, William is in the wall again, and he has come through the final turn. Mark Mellow's retired from the session. He is safely through in third position. Mark Mello is, and William comes across the line. He is 14th fastest. Is that going to be good enough? I'm not sure. Murphy is in the pits. Murphy is going to be out of qualifying. This is a huge blow. Goodness me, then. I know this is not good at all. Then Diggis has asked Equals what's happened there. Yeah, all right to know what's happened as well, because Equals was very much on it. Was very much high up, wasn't he? As Razor has got a 2-minute lap here. Lovely stuff indeed. And it's all going off here at the moment, isn't it? And hopefully then we'll all get it. We'll all get it sorted as well. As Gordo saying they're horrible, but as Noon saying no one likes wasps, and but I'm sure someone out there likes a wasp, but I'm one man that doesn't like a wasp, so I've got to say, I think that's one thing that does make me scream is a wasp, and my goodness me, and Razor is, I'm not sure if Razor's got an issue with connection or what, but I'm going to leave him to it for the minute. William there is down in 14th position there. He could be staring at being eliminated from Q1 at the moment, as we're just watching Woods go underneath me as well, locking up the inside front tyre there, and he comes out of Anthony Notes as well. Serious Mushrooms retired from this session as well, and here we go then, is that Wilson is saying that Razor's lagging everywhere. Woods completes their time, and Flea is also retired from the session as well. He is currently inside the drop zone, so lovely stuff indeed. Then William there is pushing on, but he's gonna be very nervous, and Murphy is coming out of the final turn then, and he has just about made it with 4, 3, 2, 1. Has he made it? Has he made it? I think he has made it. Oh, by the skin of his nose cone. And now then he's coming up the hill as well then, so Murphy is definitely very much really on the back foot here, isn't he? William is retired from the session then, so Itchy is out of qualifying, Murphy's out of qualifying, and Razor's out of qualifying, and Equals is as well. Equals has been disqualified, which means he's starting right at the back. Razor is on an outlaw. I think he's still on the lap then, so Razor could try and get himself through. Itchy is definitely out of qualifying, as he has got a checker flag next to his name as well then, so interesting stuff indeed there. And just as Diggis is saying, in 1996, then Olivier Panis won from 14th on the starting grid, the lowest winning starting position to date in Monaco. Yes, indeed it is. There is, and I've got to say, it's one of my favourite races ever, wasn't it? Only 3 cars finished that day, doesn't it? Of course, it was Panis, and then it was the Englishman, the Scotsman, I should say, goodness me, or the Brit, David Coulthard there, who was driving with the Michael Schumacher helmet, wasn't he? As there was something wrong with Coulthard's original helmet there, so it was very unusual. And I think Johnny Herbert completed off the podium as well there in the Sauber Petronas. And talking to Petronas, here comes the title sponsor Mercedes with Petronas on it, and Murphy only gets in by the skin of his teeth as well. He's in 14th position, Murphy is, but he knocks out his I was going to say his tag team partner. Well, he is a teammate here tonight, isn't he? William is, as he is replacing King Zone, who King Zone was out for a couple of weeks. So Murphy is through, William is not, Flea is not, and Itchy is out as well. So that is a huge blow at this stage of proceedings. Goodness gracious me then. Oh my goodness then. As just taking a quick look as well as just having a quick look. So imagine the same weather conditions in real life, and it was absolutely appalling, wasn't it? The rain was. It was light rain, wasn't it? Really. As Gordo's commented whether Murphy is just sandbagging or not, then, but we'll find out then. Really good stuff indeed. I think 4 people finished, and I still didn't get a podium. Coulthard. I think Coulthard did get a podium in '96, didn't he? It was a really weird race, wasn't it? Of course, Schumacher crashed out on the first lap, didn't he? He didn't. So he did one formation lap and then crashed, didn't he? And Schumacher at that time was synonymous to being the Rainmaster, wasn't he, in '96? So that wasn't good at all from the Ferrari driver. The Infamous Pillars there is having a great week so far, isn't he? Look at that! Oh goodness me! Good job the Halos there, isn't it, to save his helmet there, as a bit of debris there was floating on top of the halo there, which wasn't good, was it? And just taking a look at his good stuff indeed. Then, yeah, as Gordon, sorry, Darren doesn't remember. I gotta say, I'm not surprised, to be honest. I'm quite I'm a silver surfer now. I know I'm a boomer, so I'm very old in my old age. I've actually got a bit of grey hair now in my happy trail as Murphy's come through the Lowe's hairpin. Then, so Murphy there, just about surviving. And there's a lot of it. There is I think it was Gordo in the comment section that was saying that Murphy might be sandbagging. He was he only got through there by the skin of his teeth, and it could have been my fault really, as I was lagged as I was out of the session there just talking to myself. Let's just confirm who is out of qualifying. Ecourse is out of qualifying. He's also just joined the session as well. He's got disqualified. Itchy is out of qualifying. He didn't even set a time there. Flea in 17th and William down in 16th position there, and that is quite a surprise indeed for William, who is in the Mercedes then, to replacing King Zone then. And I've got to say that this Monaco weekend, it usually does shake things up, doesn't it, as we've already been speaking about the 96 Monaco Grand Prix. I'd like to hear some more of your favourite Monaco Grand Prix over the years. Ed, what about 1982 then? Of course, that Monaco Grand Prix always springs to mind, doesn't it, when you talk about Monaco? In the last couple of laps there where no one wanted to win the race, did they? I think it was Piquet that won the race at the end there, but Peroni ran out of fuel in the tunnel. We had the Cesaris who just randomly parked up the hill. I think it was just before Casino Square, wasn't it? The Cesaris, the legend that he is. Then we had a lot of people just bowing out of the race lead, didn't we? Really odd indeed, there, wasn't it? And PK spun when he was in the lead as well, but he luckily rebounded back to win the race. It was fantastic stuff indeed. Then really good stuff. Ben, top three was a Panis, Schumacher, Herbert. Source is Wikipedia. I'm not sure if that's right, to be honest. But oh well, because I thought Schumacher crashed out on the opening lap then. We've also got Becca saying, Energetics, I got a race in 5, give me a break. Oh gosh. So yeah, good stuff indeed then, as we are now then, as I turn my attentions back to the action as well then. I've got to say, I will argue, I don't usually argue with Wikipedia, because it actually got me through my college years. But yes, as Razor has got through into qualifying too. Fantastic stuff there from the Alfa Romeo as he comes out of the pits as well. Wilson there, who looks like he was dobbing on his teammate there, wasn't it? Oh, so Wilson there, there's no love lost in the Alfa Romeo garage. I was like, goodness gracious me. He is now just coming out and coming down there indeed then. Oh, it's just taking a look then as well. Oh yeah, so Gordon did say Coulthard. I meant Coulthard. Can't read. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was Coulthard in second. Third position was Johnny Herbert there in 96. Yeah, I want to hear about your favourite Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, today at the moment there, Monaco does seem to be a bit stale, doesn't it, when it comes to watching it on the TV and stuff. I still love it, especially the Saturday before especially Saturday qualifying. It's absolutely great to see them like really chucking the car around on the streets of Monaco. It's absolutely fantastic to watch. It really is. As we're just watching there, Jake Wilson there warming up those tyres, and good stuff indeed then, as just on board then. William said this track is horrible on this game, loved it on 2019, but it's not drivable on this game at the moment then from William there. So yeah, you've heard that a couple of times. Of course, Samu's the Monaco master, isn't he? Last night he did get a point now, didn't he? Of course, all the drivers in gold did get a point now, because that race was so clean, wasn't it? So good stuff indeed as Razor has left the session again then. That's not good at all for the Alfa Romeo driver, which means he's back in the pits there. So all his hard work of his outlap of getting the tyres up to temperature, making sure the car is in pristine condition for the one lap. Unfortunately, that's not good for Razor, is it? Just watching Wilson as he's come through Casino Square now and dropping down into Mirabeau then. And you can see there's a strange bump there, isn't it? Because I think there's a junction there for the rest of the time of the year. Of course, this is not a permanent racetrack, as a lot of you might be surprised by that, and then others might not be surprised by that. Of course, then, as this is racing on the streets of Monaco, it's at the principality of the Monaco Grand Prix. So lovely stuff indeed then. And just watching Wilson there fly through the tunnel. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as he comes out and now down into the Noval chicane then, or as I've been calling it, the seafront chicane. So I have no idea where I got that from. Probably from one of the old footages as well, which I've probably watched over the year as well. I got to say then, talking of a classic Monaco Grand Prix, who can forget 97 as well, Barry Kello, and that was who finished second. Remember, he was in the Stewart Ford, wasn't he, in 97? That was the first time that Stewart finished on on the podium, wasn't it? And that was only 6 races into, sorry, 5 races? No, 6 races into Stuart Ford's career in the Formula 1 World Championship. And yeah, it was a cracking race, wasn't it? It was an absolute deluge, wasn't it? It was a downpour that day, and it was Schumacher who dominated, wasn't it? Because Williams and McLaren, I think, started on slick tyres, didn't they? Because they believed it was going to dry up, but I think it got worse, didn't it? If I'm not very much mistaken that day. Mark Miller was second at the moment. Potato there has put in a banker time. Let's see what he could do. The bronze world champion on the second time of asking. V Todd on soft tyres. Had no messing about from V Todd there. He's gone to the softest compounder tyre, and he has put himself into fastest so far. Remember, this session is not about pole position. It is just about getting through into qualifying 3, and that is the top 10 now to get through into qualifying 3. Pillars there is going into 4 fast at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Andre is at the is up at the top of Casino Square then. Iceman then is returned after a race absence then, so let's see what Iceman can do then. And he is now coming over the grid hatchings as well, and he goes 4 fastest. Lovely stuff indeed there for Iceman. Baz is currently in the lows hairpin. We've got Woods just coming out of the Nouvelle chicane then, and coming out to back as well. Oh, he's pulling over then, so I think that he has had a problem there, so we'll keep an eye to see what Baz can do. Actually, there's a Red Bull out there. Of course, Red Bull were dominating this season. This was dominating silver last season, weren't they? Remember, Monaco was round 3, if I'm not very much mistaken, last season, and that was the first time in silver history he had a man other than Glock win a silver championship race, wasn't it? That was Faxland, wasn't it? Of course, they did come to blows there, Faxland and Glock there. I'm not sure if they were too fond of each other really after that stage, but them two did have a very fierce rivalry, which only lasted unfortunately 7 races, didn't it, in silver? I would have enjoyed to see that a bit longer. Andre has gone up to second now then, and he is the fastest of the medium runners there. He's done 2 laps on those medium tyres then. Baz comes across the line, he goes 6 fastest. Lovely stuff indeed there from the McLaren then. And McLaren, I gotta say, good shout out to McLaren last night, and I think it was Cookie that brought this up in the Discord earlier on then, as Gurman locked up the inside front tyre there on the medium tyres then. Yeah, Cookie brought this up earlier. Good shout out there for the McLaren boys. Really did a good job, didn't they, of Fireshot and Jonathan had a fantastic race in the McLaren, didn't they? Because they was looking at 15th and 17th on the grids, weren't they? And they did a brilliant job there to get himself back into the good points as well then. And there's Tommy is disconnected there with a thumbs down then, so hopefully Tommy can get back in the session then. And Gurman there almost close to the Arnco barrier as well then. William is saying as William was saying, how do you know all the old real life racers? That's insane. I don't know them all, unfortunately. I only know a fair few as well, but I know that there's a lot of you guys also enjoy a bit of the old golden oldies there of Formula 1. Gurman, goodness me, the back end trying to overtake the front. Gurman goes third fast there. He's looking very much on it tonight, isn't he? Shane is out on track as well. Ghost, the race winner from Zandvoort. Oh, but he's clipped the inside of Anthony Noakes there, and that has really hurt him, hasn't it? He comes over the line now. He's going to be the slowest of the cars that have set a time so far. Lovely over the shoulder shot from Shane here, and I love that helmet there with the American flag on it. Absolutely brilliant helmet indeed. But Shane, car 28 then in the Alpha Tower as well. I've got to say, Shane has done a great job since stepping into this full-time seat. He's elevated himself right up to 5th in the World Drivers' Championship, which is absolutely stellar stuff indeed, isn't it? Lights is saying that knockout of Q2 prediction, he thinks Woods, and then Mark Smello, there Ghost Recon, Wilson and Andre. Good stuff indeed then, as Gordo said. Marcus Winkelhock, number 1 then. And we've also got Hunter saying pillars for the win, hashtag. Lovely stuff indeed then. I've got to say, it's very much a lottery around here, isn't it? It's not about being the fastest, it's also about keeping your concentration as well, isn't it? It's the mental side of this Formula 1 game now tonight, isn't it? We've seen already in the first 6 races that the pillars has the speed, but does he have the mental side? I think he does. He's already shown it a couple of times, hasn't he? Interesting stuff indeed. Murphy, who started off the season so well, has kind of dropped off lately, hasn't it? So the pressure is now swinging back to Murphy, albeit it does have a 25-point lead over Pillars, and so that is a race win so far. Of course, you get, if you win the race, you get 25 points there into your account. Excuse me, and someone is very unhappy outside. Anyways, we're now coming through and over the grid hatching as well, and let's see what Murphy can do. He goes 10 fast mode. That is on the cusp, so Murphy is not safely through by any stretch of the imagination, is he? He is very much in the danger zone. He's done an 11.8 so far. The gap behind him is actually 8 tenths, but that gap will be shrinking down quite quickly, won't it? As just going through the low hairpin as well. Lovely stuff indeed there from Woods as well, as he comes out to Portier then, and he accelerates away, coming through the tunnel as well. Lovely stuff indeed there, as he flies through the tunnel, and coming out of the tunnel, emerging into the sunshine now. It blinds you briefly, doesn't it? A lock up at the inside front there before accelerating up to back as well. Of course, we've had some horrific shunts over here, and we Martin Brundle, I think, back in 1983 or 4, was it? Something like that, and I think the early days of his Brabham career. We also had Fizzy Keller go over the back of David Coulthard, I think it was, wasn't it? In 2004, the race was red flagged there, and I got to say, you don't get many classic races in 2004, do you? But that race will definitely stick out there, as it was an incredible race, wasn't it? Jarno Trulli won his one and only race there, didn't he, in the Renault team, and I think that was literally before he fell out of them, wasn't it? About a couple of races later, really, when that was kind of ended his Renault run, unfortunately, before he went to Toyota, and it really wasn't a fruitful partnership, was it? Which is a shame now. As just taking a look down, Evil Hunter saying Monaco bores me now. I can drive at half asleep there. So Hunter is not a big old fan of Monaco on this game, is he? But we got Gordo saying he still loves it. If I drive Monaco half asleep, I'll be in the wall before turn 1 then. Well, you probably will be, to be fair, because the pit straight is anything but a straight, is there? Around here, I don't think that there's really any straights at all. If you look for the definition in the dictionary, you would not find a straight then, would you? To the letter of the law then. Jonathan Cox, good evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Hope you're well, and I hope that you're having a much better time in the Formula 1 world now, especially as you've got yourself right on the board of points as well. But so hopefully Jonathan can now build his season from here on in then as well then. No, just coming through then. Let's see what he can do then. Hunter has just said that it's easy. Sean knows how good I am at street circuits. Yeah, Hunter is a street master, isn't he? Especially around places like Baku and here as well. And of course, this is where Hunter got his best result in silver last season. He was brilliant, wasn't he? Hunter was then. I think he didn't he finish second or third that day. I'm sure he finished second there, but that is just memory, mind. And I got a lot of memory leakage there. Really, if I was a computer, they would have put me into the scrapyard years ago. Woods there is in 12th position moment. He's a 10th or a second away from his teammate. Murphy is out of qualifying then with just 5 minutes to go in this session. This is going to be very interesting so far then, as Emerson is enjoying the stream so far, as he is as he's at work and getting paid time and a half there. Easy money. Here comes Woods then, flying through the tunnel as well then, and coming out, bursting into the sunshine as well. Here comes Cirrus Mushroom, who's currently 8th fast at the moment then. Let's see if Cirrus Mushroom gets himself back on good form like he was before Vietnam now, as he's really having some difficulties, isn't it? There's a yellow flag at Tabac Corner. It's one of the Renaults there who's just recovering at the moment then, as a Mushroom comes into the pit lane as well. And of course, I think a very depressing memory came up on Instagram and Facebook today, and that was, of course, it was a day, I think it's a year to the day, isn't it, that we lost Anton Hubert. Of course, there was a lot of celebrations. Yes, a lot of celebrations of his life yesterday, wasn't it, for Anton Hubert? Of course, a fine Formula 2 race driver. Unfortunately, he was taken to us far too early, wasn't he, the young Frenchman? And it's such a shame. And there was a lot. Formula did a lot of I think had a really good touching piece of Hubert as well, so great to see. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, which is not so great to see, is it? Right then, we're coming into the 3.5 minutes to go then before the end of qualifying 2. Goats is now powering up the hill then, as you can see then. Look at this then, it's not straight at all, is it? It's incredible, isn't it? Goats, remember, he was started 11th on the grid there in the Dutch Grand Prix, didn't he? He had a fantastic Dutch Grand Prix, really on the back foot there, feeling a bit disappointed by his pace so far this season, but I think he's got some incredible pace this season. He just needs to transfer it into results. German is out of qualifying. Cirrus Mushroom is also out of qualifying as well, and that is a big old gamble to the Cirrus Mushroom, isn't it? Goodness me, he's only 0.4 of a second away from Woods at the moment now, so he's going to be sweating a bit more than. Oh, I don't think he'll be sweating more than me then. I seem to be a sweat machine every stream then. Now then, Ghost there coming out of the new Val chicane and flicking it into Tabac Corner as well then. And now going through the swimming pool then. Of course, it's a fantastic part. Oh, he's tapped the inside front. Then we get so many instances around qualified over the course of the weekend in the real world of Formula 1, and of course in ALR as well. Ghost there, of course, flicking out the back end there out of anti-Nogues then. Of course, you don't want to climb on the curve when Ghost goes into 9th fast then and is put Baz down into 10th position at the moment. And Baz is going to be a bit concerned now. Murphy has got his act together. He's in 9th position there, albeit he is still in the danger zone, I feel. That is not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. That Ghost is going through Casino Square. He's going to have another bite of the cherry. Just taking a look now. He's 3/10 of a second down in the first split time. What about Murphy? Murphy is 5/10 of a second up in the first sector. Oh no, yeah, he's 2/10 of a second down. I apologise. So Murphy there is currently safe, but not sure for how long for. And just on board now as well then, as we are now coming into the Rascal chicane. Wilson there has retired from the session now. That is Wilson done, but he's still in qualifying 3 as it stands at the moment. Can he stay into qualifying 3? We've also got Andre, who's in 3rd position, and Andre's having an inspired weekend, isn't he? Brilliant stuff so far. Shane now powering up the hill, then he's come out of Sandoval, then there's also a runner behind him as well. Lovely side pod action here from the AlphaTauri. Of course, this is AlphaTauri's first season in ALR. Of course, they were formerly known as the Toro Rosso, as Shane had to straight line go down there, didn't he? Because there's a horrible bump there, but he rode that bump extremely well. Fantastic stuff, absolutely brilliant stuff, and as he comes down then into coming down, it's out of Poirier then and accelerating away then and going through the tunnel as well. As Gordo saying 85 was also a good one if I remember correctly. Digger's saying just watch the last 3 laps of 82. It was amazing, especially the 7 crew members pushing the Ferrari through the tunnel. Not much safety in those days, there really wasn't. I'm sure they also had didn't the tunnel was like leaking, the roof was leaking, there was a big old puddle there, wasn't there? I'm not sure if that was in 82 or not then, but I just remember seeing that one time on Murray's Magic Moments. So I did have the old video cassette player, which I'm not sure that many of you know what that is anymore. Shane now coming out of anti-Nogues, and he is now powering to the line. And what does he do? He goes into 6th fast as Shane does, and that should be safe. Ghost is now staring into the abyss. What about Woods? Woods has had a problem there. He has one more bite of the cherry, and that's it. Dan is a Ghost there. Is invalidated. Tom, you can see that he's very frustrated in the car. What about Baz? He is starting us up as well, as is Iceman, and Woods there is also starting his lap as well. What about Ghost? He is in the pits. Ghost is going to be out of qualifying. So is Razor. I'm not even sure if Razor's in the session at the moment then. So we're just watching Baz there coming up the hill then. Great stuff indeed then. Gordo was saying 85 was it was good if I remember as well. It was a gamble. I don't want to start on softs from Darren there. He is currently in 10th position at the moment, and so that gamble might pay off. But we have still got we've got to wait for these guys to cross the finish line and set a competitive time then, of course, because even though the checker flag has waved, you are allowed to finish off the time that you have started then, as long as you cross the start finish line before the checker flag flutters. As Baz now coming into the sea French chicane as well, hopping over the curbs. Lovely stuff indeed. Oh, is that Reynolds off the track? That is Woods in the barrier, and I think there's a Haas in there as well. Woods has got a 5-second penalty. 5 plays grid penalty for collision with Marks. I didn't even see that Haas until he emerged there. And Woods is Monaco weekend. It's not started off at all well, has it? Or Baz, and he's going to have something to write home about. He was a bit slow on the DRS button activation zone, but let's see. He is in 10th. Serious Mushroom is out of qualifying. My goodness me. What about Iceman? Iceman is through as well, and in 8th position. A fantastic lap. Woods there is coming back in the pits there. He's damaged. Oh goodness me, as he had a reset as well. Baz there is unfortunately out of qualifying by the slenderest of margins. 700ths of a second there separates Baz and Wilson as well then. Oh goodness me then. What an incredible end to qualify now. I absolutely love that one. That was brilliant, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed then. As he is now going to the Lowe's hairpin. I was just going back to Gordo's comment there. I think 84 was also a fantastic year, wasn't it? That was when it was chucking it down with rain, and that's when Ayrton Senna absolutely announced himself onto the world stage, didn't he? He was absolutely fantastic at 84. Really good drive indeed there from Ayrton Senna, of course. There he was in the Tolman, wasn't he? He was in the Tolman whilst Alan Prost there was racing in the McLaren, wasn't he? And the red flag came out there, and unfortunately that's Rob Senna for his first race win, but he didn't have to wait too long, did he, before Ayrton Senna got his first race win, the Lotus in 85, I believe. Was it in Estoril, Portugal, if I'm not very much mistaken? Again, I can't remember. I'm just randomly picking out things out of the back of my head then. As Baz crosses the line as well, and he has finished his qualifying time as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. As I just taking a look at the comments there, as Sirius Merchant was saying, I'll take 11th. I wasn't, as I wasn't going to qualify then, but I think that Sirius Merchant, well, he's 12th position now. Unfortunately, Sirius Merchant is right in that carbon fibre zone there. Good stuff indeed. As Gordo did mean 84, yeah, of course. I can't remember the 85 Monaco Grand Prix, so apologies, guys. I don't know why I can't remember that one, and it just doesn't spring to me head for some reason. Probably as Gordo's also eaten an apple as well. Nigel saying, do expect a race today. Yes, there will be a race soon. Nigel, don't worry about that. I think we're a bit behind. I don't think we're actually in front of what we normally are, because I think we started a couple of minutes early here tonight, didn't we? So we're very much on it like a car bonnet here tonight. As Tommy is saying, itchy myself, unfortunately, with connections issues. So, but we're going to try for Williams there. Oh yeah, we had a couple of connection issues last night. This is really curious from Codemasters, isn't it? Absolutely shocking at the moment. Well, I put it down to Codemasters anyway, because we've got a different host tonight as well, haven't we? We have anyway. Just quickly recapping who's out of qualifying. Razor is out of qualifying. Woods is out of qualifying. He's also going to be starting at the back with that 5th place grid penalty, unfortunately. I'm not sure how he warranted that, to be honest, though, because that Haas came out of nowhere. We got Ghost Recon out of qualifying as well. Sirius Mushmount and Baz there didn't just about missed out by less than a 10th of a second from Wilson, who is through then. Soft tires runner are Shane, our V Todd, and Iceman. That's a cracking lineup for qualifying 3. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm rubbing my hands with glee, ladies and gentlemen. So just saying, look, Ayrton saying, keep on thinking you're talking about me when I say Ayrton. Well, I could be. Of course, we're talking about Ayrton tomorrow night, I have a feeling. And he wasn't feeling too confident, was he? And he hopefully will give Ayrton will live up to Ayrton's name tomorrow. But we'll find out then, because he wasn't feeling too confident last night. But I think he had a good practice session today, didn't he, Ayrton did? As well as all the bronze guys, indeed, then. Tommy saying, good luck, Mushroom. Lovely stuff, indeed, then. Saying Blair like he was born in 84, lol. It's Nigel's ass. Have the qualifying rules already been discussed? I don't think I've actually missed that out tonight. Goodness me, now I need to be fired. Yes, of course, then I haven't mentioned the qualifying rules. Of course, if you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on. I think Nigel loves that, because I'm not sure if I think of course he always loves it when I talk about the rules, doesn't he? Mark Smello once again into qualifying 3 there. He's been showing some pace, Mark Smello has. Now let's see if he can turn that into a decent result. He has only got 6 points on the board, which is a far cry from a man of his talents there to only have 6 points on the board there. Absolutely shocking stuff so far then, as we're now going into the Lowe's hairpin as well then. And we've got a bit of banter going on as well. As Blair saying he likes watching classic races. Yeah, I think I love watching classic races as well. There, I do watch them behind rose-tinted glasses. I don't know. I think, I would love to be back there. But of course, we don't have as many overtakes as we do these days, in the especially with the DRS in the DRS era. But still, I just quite like the look of the cars. They looked absolutely monstrous, didn't they? The 97 cars looked scary, didn't they? They were so wide and they're so low to the ground. Goodness me, there they were monsters, weren't they? Back in 97 there. Of course, they slowed them down with the introduction of the groove tyres in 1998 then, and of course that rule change really helped the McLaren team, didn't it? And of course McLaren were so dominant, weren't they, for the first start in 98, and then Schumacher with his incredible talent there really dragged that Ferrari up there, and really gave them a run for their money there. 98 was a classic race, wasn't it? So now Mark Smell then is climbing up the hill and over the crest there before dropping down. I felt like I was on WRC then, goodness me. And now he's dropping down into Mirabeau as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Lewis Spencer saying, hello, very tricky track. Gonna be interesting. Good to use this as a voice for my Monaco League race later then. I think that if you listen to some of the experts there in the comments there, Lewis, you would have probably get a lot more information than I'm going to tell you about, because I am absolutely rubbish around this circuit. If I don't go into the Armco barrier after the first couple of corners, I think that's a successful race. And there's a car who is very much while at sea there in the New Val chicane there, isn't it? I think it's one of the Mercedes. I think it's the championship leader Murphy, I think. So that's I think he's just trying to get out of the way, actually, as we're on board Mark Smiller then, as he coming into the second part of the swimming pool as well. Lovely stuff there. Accurate, isn't he? goodness me, then this man is looking very strong, isn't he? And as we said already, there are only 6 points this season. Then I expect Marksman to really start to accumulate some points on the board. Then yellow flag. Then Murphy is just getting out of the way again. Marksman has set the fastest time so far, and that is provisional pole position here in the Monaco Grand Prix. His teammate German is 2 tenths of a second behind at the moment, and German has been the man who's getting the points on the board. Then Ferrari of Pillars is only third fastest, with Wilson in fourth as well. I wonder if Pillars had an issue. Murphy is just starting his lap now as well. We've got a Red Bull who is in the pits. Andre is abandoning his time. Murphy has started his lap as well. Shane is on the second intermediate split time as well. My goodness me, chopping off my nose there as he was so close to the bars. Lovely stuff indeed then. And now then as he is coming through, Raskas as well, accelerating the way then. 1 corner to go then. Oh, taking 2 bites of the cherry there. Shane is, he comes over the grid hatches as well. Let's see what he can do. It is currently 5th fastest there for the AlphaTauri. Lovely stuff indeed. Iceman, it's great to see him in qualifying 3 as well. He's run out deployment there on that hybrid Renault system, but is it going to be enough? Oh, it's a great time there. It's full fast at the moment. His best qualifying performance of his career so far in that silver, and a really bashing out there. A good lap indeed there. Marks Mello is on pole position there. Alongside him is German. That is row 1 at the moment. That's a very tasty row 1, isn't it? Coming out of the new Val chicane is now Murphy. Look at that. He's almost touching the outside barrier, isn't he? Murphy is he's probably not even looking at that outside barrier, whilst mere mortals like you and me are just concerned about it, whilst Murphy is not even noticing that as well. Going into Raskas as well then. Back end is looking very stable. Love it. Coming through Anthony Noakes as well then. Murphy car 14 and he's coming over to the line as well. He is 6th fast mode. Murphy has said so far in this qualifying session, it kind of underlines that he hasn't got the out and out pace there in that Mercedes so far. And looks like both halves boys have, aren't it? Brilliant stuff indeed then. Absolutely fantastic. Really love that. Lewis Spencer say, well, of course you're not, buddy. You're still, but you're still good at what you do. A top-notch commentator. Well, I like to try. Some people will disagree with you. We have also got, but I'll stick with watching Shane and Tommy for a voice said. I think that is a cracking, that's a cracking idea, my good man there. Is if you ever see me race, I don't last very long at all. And in more ways than one. V Todd then is coming through to back as well, and he is about to start us up. We have also got Gordo saying that's a good lap from Marksman. It's a fantastic lap indeed then. Digger saying disqualified a connection error issue along with Itchy. Apologies, I was struggling to get me words out there. Now V Todd then coming over the line to start us up as well. I think that I might have missed something there, Diggy. If you might have to elaborate on that, because I got a small brain. Oh goodness me, V Todd there is hit the outside Sander Vaught. That is not good at all. And he comes over the crest of the hill as well. Now we start to go downhill. The elevation change on this circuit is absolutely mammoth, isn't it? It's incredible. V-Top then coming down into Mirabeau now then, and look at that, very calm as you like then. Yeah, Marks Mello going back has had a fantastic start and a fantastic qualifying session moment. This will be his first pole position of his career in ALR, and what a place to get your first pole position here in Monaco. They're very much top notch indeed then. Now then coming into the tunnel as well then, and he is flicking it. He is now flicking it through the gentle right hander of the tunnel now before bursting out into the sunshine. Of course, before those buildings were built, the sunshine was much more apparent, wasn't it, than what it is now then. And now into the back as well. Yellow flags is fluttering in the tunnel as Dan Murphy is recovering. I think he might be recovering back to the pits then. Now he's flicking over the swimming pool. That's it, the swimming pool. V-Todd is coming into the pits then, so he's abandoned his time then. So we're just watching Andre, who, oh goodness me, how close was he to the barrier there? Fantastic stuff. And he's invalidated his time now. I spoke too soon, and unfortunately for Andre, he is going to have to go for another lap, or is he going to come back in the pits? He's got 5 minutes then. He is going to go for another chance at glory then. Good stuff indeed then. Murphy is coming back to the pits, and we've got German. He's 9200 a second up there, locking the inside front as well. That is kind of a that is a trademark for German, isn't it? It just shows how much he's pushing on, isn't he? And he is now on board with German now with the Schumacher helmet there from 2000 onwards, and I'm sure it's Canada onwards, wasn't it, where he introduced his helmet then, possibly. Just taking a look, Digger says when the lobby kicked you, a few players had issues. I think, which is a shame. Now I'm hoping that isn't the reason why Equals got disqualified, because that would have been very unfair indeed. Because Equals, before I decided to get kicked out of the session as well, he was very much at the height of the top 10, wasn't he? So Equals has got the most difficult job in Formula 1 at the moment, and that is trying to navigate himself from 19th on the grid there to get a good result in Monaco. Andre there out of the Noval chicane chicane as well, and accelerating up to back. I love that scene now. That's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, he's clipped the barrier, and but I gotta say these wings are a lot more sturdy than they were last season, weren't they? Goodness me, there's not as much debris going on then, and coming into the final part as well then, and let's see what he does then, and here we go then as Andre is coming up to the line. Is he going to get a good time? That's a cracking time. He has split the two Haas cars and he is second. And Andre, I gotta say, since his debut back in Germany last season, Andre has had some speed here and there, but tonight there is he putting it together. This is a cracking attempt so far from Andre. He is less than a tenth away from Mark Smeller. Then we got two new guys who haven't been at the sharp end of the field much in their careers in at silver. Oh, they are now going to be here tonight. Lovely stuff indeed. Then we've got a couple of outlaps then for Iceman, Wilson, Shane and V-Top there with 3.5 minutes to go as well. This has been a cracking start then to the Monaco Grand Prix. And I've got a little gash on my finger which I've really opened up because I'm getting too excited. Oh, I'm going to have to get, I think it's a paper cut really, but I don't want to make myself sound a bit wimpy. And Shane there coming out of, oh goodness me, German there, well out of the way then. Lovely stuff indeed. Let's go on board with Shane now, shall we? Of course, the pole sitter from the Chinese Grand Prix, round 4 silver this season, and he's now coming into Casino Square as well. Then now we're dropping down the hill. Then as you can see, there's a bump there. It's not as not as apparent as last game, is it? Goodness me, now because they're just driving straight over it this time into the Lowe's hairpin. Looking at dropping down to 23 miles now. That is, I think that's the slowest corner on the calendar, if I'm not very much mistaken. And into Portier as well, accelerate away, going into the tunnel now. And let's see then what he can do then. The second intermediate split time used to be straight out of the tunnel. Now they've pushed it on to back, haven't they? Breaking down then into the Noval chicane. They're touching 40 miles an hour before getting back on the power to back. It's right in front of us. Look at it. It looks like a cul-de-sac. It's not. There it is. And you've got to aim and shoot then. 4 tenths of a second up then. Oh, he's invalidated this time over the tricky first part of the swimming pool there. He's going to be very unhappy about that then, because he was having a decent lap so far. Todd navigates himself through the to back lovely in the second part of the swimming pool as well. Goodness me, how much speed did that Force India take there? Nope, I'm a year behind. How much speed did that Racing Point take there? Fantastic. Car 9 out of Anthony Noakes, and this is his first attempt of getting a lap time in then. I wonder if he's fueled up the car slightly heavier. He's 8 fast at the moment then. Wilson there is 3 tenths of a second up. The Iceman is 4 tenths of a second up. He's almost half a second up. There's a pit board. We don't see many of them these days, do we? Now Iceman goes into third fast. He's on the second row of the grid. This is a fantastic qualifying session. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it, to see so many new names up there. I'm absolutely loving this at the moment. German is in the pits at the moment then. Infamous Pillars now emerges out of the pits then. V-Todd is on track as well, as is Shane as well. Let's see what Wilson can do there. He's at less than a second up there, but he's out of control there. Coming into Raskas. Yellow flags there fluttering for the Renault team. And now Wilson there is just backing off and having another bite of the cherry as well. V-Todd is still on track as well and having another good another attempt then on board there with Shane, and his first his lap there was invalidated earlier on. He's 4 tenths of a second up, not as quick as he was last time around. Mark Smello, I've missed him. He's gone pole position. He has lowered the bar, and Murphy has gone second fast as well in the Mercedes. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. It's so close, but Mark Smello is in a league of his own at the moment in this Monaco Grand Prix session. Fantastic stuff from Mark Smello. Wow, what a lap. He's 7 tenths of a second in front of Murphy. That is incredible. V-Top then cut across the line. He has gone up to 8 fast at the moment. Wilson's 4 seconds down the moment. Infamous Pillars there. It's also getting himself on track then. German has only got 36 seconds to get himself around then. Iceman there is just slowing down as well. What about Andre? What can he do? As he has very much been flirting with the top as well, hasn't he? Murphy is still on. Well, he was still on. Quick lap, but new potato there is in the pits then. And so Pillars there has started his lap as well. We've also got Andre, Andre's in the pits. I thought he was starting his lap then, so Andre hasn't started his lap then. What can Infamous Pillars do there? He's been on pole position for the last 2 races then, in the Dutch Grand Prix and in the Spanish Grand Prix. Is he going to make it a hat-trick? He's 2 tenths of a second up at the moment then. He has got to find a second on his personal best, and this is going to be fantastic stuff indeed then. As Diggers is saying, he's expecting something from Pillars then. As Blair is saying, what a lap. Thanks, Iceman. You can't drive on the left-hand side there, and I think that's what's happened there. Is unfortunately Iceman and Andre are on the same row row there. That is going to get very fruitful, isn't it? What can Pillars do as well then as he's coming into the Noval chicane as well then, dropping down into 50 miles an hour. Mark Mello is on course for his first pole position of his career. Pillars and Murphy are the championship contenders. He's kissed the outside to back, flies through the swimming pool. Here's the second part of the swimming pool as well. Oh, he's also kissed the outside of the swimming pool barrier. Goodness me, there's a lot of kissing going on. Pillars are out of Raskas. Oh, and also, goodness me, he's thrown caution to the wind. He's out of the final turn of Anti Knows then. DRS is wide open. Is it enough? It is second fastest there and displaces Murphy down onto the second row. The grid, a fantastic end lap then. But it's Marks Mello who's not even on track to celebrate his lap. But he's on pole position for the first time in his career in silver. What a mega lap there from Marks Mello. And he's going to be very unhappy because I didn't even catch it on the stream either. So naughty me. I am going to... I'm going to probably have to get the producer a good old kick up the rear. Unfortunately, that producer is me then, so I'm going to have to kick myself up the rear. But what a fantastic lap there from Marks Mello. He is in a league of his own. My goodness me, and the infamous Pillars is only 2 thousandths of a second in front of his championship rival Murphy. This is looking juicy, isn't it, for the silver Monaco Grand Prix. It's very much nip and tug as well. Andre in 4th position there, right in it there as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And Toro Rosso has joined the session as well. Lovely stuff. 5th position is Iceman. 6th is German. 7th is Wilson with VTOL 8th, and both AlphaTauris are on the 5th row of the grid. I am loving this and brilliant stuff indeed then. And unfortunately Andre didn't get a final chance there as it looks like Iceman impeded him, and that is a shame there, isn't it, for Andre then, because I think he potentially could have been on the front row and maybe even challenge Mark Smith for that for his first pole position as well. And as Iceman is saying, as Iceman, we got a bit of a debate going on. Iceman was on an out lap, but it looks in. It was on an in lap in Andre. Yep, we got a very interesting debate going on in the comments section. So we'll leave them to it for the minute, I think then. But yeah, we are now getting ready for the race itself then. Taking a look then, the sector 2 is amazing from Pillars. He was monstrous, wasn't he? But it was the final sector where Marks Mello seems to get it there, and Diggis has even confirmed. What a lap there from Marks Mello. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We're just watching, we're just on board Pillars as well as I am trying to just quickly get rid of all these notifications there, because I don't need to be interested in notifications for now anyway. Right, and Dig is confirming it's a cracking lap there from Mark Smith. That's his first pole position of his career here in ALR. Can he replicate that into his first race win as well? This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Here in silver, of course, so far race wins. We have had 2 from infamous Pillars, 1 for Ghost and 3 from Murphy as well. All 3 of those drivers have won for the first time in silver this season, and I've got to say, this season of silver is becoming to be a silver age, isn't it? And there it is, and 0.6 of a second in the end between Marks Mello and Pillars. That is incredible, isn't it? Marks Mello has really shown up to the party here tonight. Fantastic. Pillars are getting a cracking time in the end there to finish third then in front of Murphy by 0.2 thousandths of a second. Andre could have been more there, as unfortunately him and Iceman were very close together in the same, and Iceman had a fantastic drive nonetheless. So with 5th fastest, good stuff there from Iceman. Really good stuff indeed. Then German in 6th position with Wilson 7th there, and showing underline he's got some pace this season as well. VTOD in 8th position, Shane in 9th, and Irish Potato is in 10th position as well. Or should I say New Potato, the bronze champion then, as we're now building up for the race as well. Tom Ross say I start 20th. I need a miracle turn 1 or a or maybe a tactic from a very special Formula 2 driver. Of course, if I mention his name, the comments will go wild then, and I won't be able to keep up. Anyway, then this is going to be very good indeed. Then is Gordo saying these apple is 9 out of 10 then, so 1 short of being the perfect apple. So that's a shame now. Right then, as we're getting ready for the race as well. Hopefully, I don't go anywhere in the race, because we did miss a bit of qualifying now, and you just see my my very impressive main menu there as well. Anyway, we are now getting ready for this as well. I had a McDonald's literally about 20 minutes before coming on air. I am full of the springs and joys of full of the joys of spring, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. I got a spring in my step as well then, as we are now getting ready for the race itself. And thank you all for your contributions as well tonight. I've been absolutely loving the discussions of the old Monaco Grand Prix. It's really it really does light a fire under me as well. Hopefully no one's going to light fire under me during the race though, because I get very hot, so I might combust. Right, here we go then, as this is going to be very good indeed then. And as Gordo has just spotted no smoke inside. Wow, well. Of course, unfortunately, it's not back in James Hunt's era, is it? Where, of course, they were smoking just before getting in the car, weren't they? Right then, here we go then for the Monaco Grand Prix. We've got a formation lap first, and that is when we're going to go through the grid from front to back and see who is on what tyres then. And we have got some soft tyres out there. We've also got some hard tyres as well, but the majority of the field is on the medium compound tyres. And the soft runners, the Iceman is V Todd and Shane. And watch those guys, they're going to be incredible off the line, I feel. Flea in 16th position there, he's on the hard tyres, and Woods in 19th position with that grid penalty, also on the hard tyres as well. Both Williams is having issues with connections. Hopefully he can get some points there, but they're down in 17th and 18th position, unfortunately there. Marks Mello for the first time then is for the first time in his career has got pole position then for the Haas. Fantastic stuff there from Marks Mello, and it wasn't just it was a commanding pole position as well. Brilliant stuff from Marks Mello. Let's see what we can do in the race then. Pillars is alongside him on row 1. Murphy just behind his championship rival, and his championship rival has been eaten into his championship lead for the last for the last 3 races. Let's see, is that going to stabilise here tonight then? Andre in 4th position then. 5th position is Iceman, great drive from Iceman. I think that's his best qualifying performance as well. Lovely stuff. Gurman in 6th position then. 7th position is Wilson. 8th position is V Todd, with 9th is Shane, and Nude Potato is in 10th position as well, just outside the top 10, so you can start on whatever tires you want. Is Baz 11th, and Serious Mushroom is in 12th position there, as he didn't want to start in the top 10 on the soft tires today, so he might be sacrificed position there for tire strategy. Ghost in 13th. Razor's had some connections issues in 14th position. William there down in 15th, and let's see what we do in his second start in silver. Flea in 16th, the first of the hard compound runners. Itchy is in 17th, and the first of the Williamses then. 18th is the second Williams of equalisers, and all Williams row 9, unfortunately. Woods in 19th position, and of course, as we mentioned, he's already had a 5-place grid penalty for the incident with the, I think it was the Haas, wasn't it? And 20th is Tormar Rosso. He joined late, so he'll be right at the back of the field then. 20 runners around Monaco. What could go wrong? Well, we're about to find out. We're on board. Tormar Rosso, he's just lining up on the grid there, looking for that yellow line, which is just painted slightly outwards from the box, so they can know where to park the car as well then. Let's go for it as well then, as we are now waiting for those lights, and there they are. We got 5. There's a pause, and we are going Monaco now, and it's a good start there for Pillars. It's a cracking start for Pillars actually, but no, Marks Mello's got it exactly sweet on the nut then on his first pole position as they come through Sandoval. How is everyone going then? They are all got away safely by the looks, and they are all away, and they are indeed then, so lovely stuff indeed then. But Marks Mello is leading the race then so far as they come through Sandoval. Murphy has dropped back slightly in the second Mercedes as they come down into Mirabeau as well then. And it is Marks Mello, he's had a perfect start then as they come through Lowe's hairpin as well then. Who is going to take we've got a yellow flag in sector 1, and what's happening, there's debris all over the show here, and we've also got a Mercedes there also in the figure as well. That's William there, and that's a Williams there. Oh goodness me, they're going to park into each other, and that Alfa Romeo, I don't think Razor's in the session, but he's dropping down there, and he is down in 20th position as well then. So yeah, it was getting a bit too tense there in the second in the where is it, in the Lowe's hairpin then. Coming through to back then, Marks Mello took off like a scolded cat so far. He's already 6/10 of a second in front of Pillars, who's in second position then. Gurman has moved up 2 positions, had a fantastic start, also moving up 2 positions as well as Tormar Rosso, and also Equals as well, and we've got both AlphaTauri boys swapping positions as well, as Iceman has dropped down a position, so is Andre as well, and lap 1 completed. The gap is 1.4 seconds already. He's already out of DRS zone, and the 2 Haas boys there. Oh, Murphy, is he in the wall? I don't think he's in the wall, but he did touch that barrier. We got pit lane as William, Flea, and also Tormar Rosso's in the pits then. So that's unfortunate, isn't it, for those guys, and especially Flea, because that has really ruined his hard tyre strategy, hasn't it? And that is we got a big old lock up there from Gurman as well, as we mentioned in qualifying. Now that is his MO, I should say. I know, just on board with Andre. Look at that then. Basically crossing your arms. You're not allowed to do that in the in your driving test. Sorry, but of course that's the only way you've got to manoeuvre these cars around the Lowe's hairpin, because these cars are so pathetic in slow corners. Then a yellow flag in 3. What's happening in 3 then? And we're just taking a look then. I'm not sure who had an issue there. 5-place grid penalty, 5-second penalty there for Tormar Rosso there, and I'm not sure if that's warranted at all, because we've just seen him coming out of the pits, and so I don't think Tormar Rosso also was exactly cutting the corner, because that is the race and that is the pit line, isn't it? Coming out of the pits then. So Itchy's had some issues. Itchy's had some issues there. He's gone over the new Val chicane there in the Williams there. He's dropped down into 15th position. I just got on in front of Woods as well then. I know we got a queue of cars, and this is the MO of Monaco as well then. Into the pits there comes V Todd, and also we got Jake Wilson in as well. DRS has been enabled then. It's not very productive around here, to say the least, is it? Now they're coming up into as they come up into Sandoval as well, and before powering up the hill then, and let's see what they can do from here then. So Shane in 8th position though then, good stuff indeed then. He's on the soft tyres. He hasn't really gained as much as he would want to, and the same for Feed Todd as well in 6th position, but they have moved up from their grid spots anyway. 1.5 seconds of gap. Marks Meadows looking fantastic here at the moment, as Itchy has just got past Equals, and wonder if Equals just let him through there in the second Williams there, because Equals is of course these two are teammates for this race then. Back at the front end, look at that, 1.7 seconds already. Gurman is really pressuring the Murphy at the moment then. Murphy cannot live with the front two at the moment, can he? He is really struggling there in that Mercedes in terms of the pace there from the front two men are absolutely leaving everyone else in their wake at the moment. Back on board with Gurman. Oh, and he had a bit of a he had a wild bit of oversteer there, wasn't he? I thought he was going into the scene of the accident. Incredible stuff indeed then. And now then they're coming up and into Anthony Notes as well. Lewis Spencer saying incredibly hard to overtake on this circuit. That's why qualifying is so pivotal, isn't it? It is, isn't it? And goodness me, then, is that New Potatoes had some issues. He's had to come in the pits there in the AlphaTauri. Baz has moved himself up to 8th position now. He's one of the cleanest drivers on the silver grid, isn't he? With the lack of penalties that he's accumulated over the first 6 races then, as they come into Sandoval as well before powering up the hill then. New Potatoes coming in the pits. He's on the hard tyre, so he's going for a very long stint here then. I don't think those hard tyres are going to get to the end based on what I seen in gold last night then. Shane then is now the lead car in this train, and we've got a Ferrari in the background. That is Ghost at the moment then, and unfortunately Iceman is dropped right down the order as well as they come into Mirabeau as well then. And we've also got and as Diggins is saying, it's going to be a challenge for Pillars to hold Murphy for 39 laps. Well, at the moment, Pillars is dropping Murphy. Actually, he's 2.2 seconds in front as it stands at the moment. We have also got Emerson saying it's not as hard as you think. As of course, as Emerson knows where to go. I think he was a bit of a overtaking specialist last night, wasn't he? In the Sandoval there, is that Murphy's got a 3-second penalty, and he is the first of the top runners there to get a 3-second penalty as well. And look at this, and these Q cars there are really pushing Murphy on the moment, but of course you have to find where to overtake then, or it's going to be about it's going to be a strategical race then, with as we're only on lap 5 already. Gurman there, he was very close to the arm cut there. Did he damage his end plate? Just taking a look there on the Haas. He's okay, as we've mentioned already a few times in this stream. The front wings are so much more sturdy on this game, I feel, isn't it? So people are having a glance and blows with the Armco, and no bit of debris coming off then, and it's been quite good so far. As New Potatoes got past, and Razor's rate, that just confirms that Razor's not in the race, unfortunately, as he's got some internet connection issues. Down to Mirabeau once again, and we're on board Ghost, and the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix just over 2 weeks ago now, into the Lowe's hairpin. He is the last of this 4-car train at the moment, which is being headed up by Shane, who is on pole position at the Chinese Grand Prix, isn't it? These are amazing drivers there, of course, in the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Loving it as well. Bailey Swift saying come on Gurman, and we've also got Digger saying equals up to 12. Amazing stuff indeed there. Equals sounding fantastic. Both Williamses were on the 9th row of the grid, are actually up into Arch's doing a great job up in 11th and 12th position. Lovely stuff indeed there. Jumped up a multiple positions so far in this race. Good stuff indeed there. Mark Schmel's now got up to a 4-second gap at the moment. Now, he's loving it, isn't he? Maybe we found our new street racer king, haven't we, in terms of Mark Schmel. He's on a fantastic start so far. Equals has got a penalty. I think his teammate will just send out a penalty as well as they come across the line. And DRS has been enabled then, but it's not very effective around here, is it? It's a 5-second penalty for Equals, and that is unfortunately the curse of the commentary, isn't it? As soon as I say anything nice about anyone, they seem to go backwards, which is a bit unfortunate, isn't it? And they're coming over the hill as well, and Shane there is really struggling with the back end grip there of that AlphaTauri, and they come down into Mirabeau once again, and look at the tyre tracks there on the circuit. William is back in the pits once again, and so I think that's William's second pit stop in a couple of times. Oh, we got Flea, who is out of the race, and I think he's out of the race in the pit lane now, which is, oh goodness me then. Yeah, I think Flea's out of the pit lane in the race, and so I'm not sure what's happened with Flea, but it's very early to give up then, unless he's had an incident in the pit lane perhaps then. But whatever the case then, Flea is out of the race. What a shame now for Flea, and yeah, it's only on lap 6, and there's a long way to go in this Monaco Grand Prix. We have safety cars and everything. I would say that the safety car is almost a certainty in this event at the moment. Back on board with Baz at the moment now. He is the action hero of the stream so far. He's in 8th position, isn't he? Really pushing Shane on at the moment now. Shane is 4 seconds behind VTOD, and VTOD is 8 seconds beyond Andre, who is really challenging Murphy and Gurman. Oh, it's Baz hopping over that curb there, and now this is a good opportunity then. Look at that, and so much more momentum there inside the vault. He takes 7th position. Good move there from Baz there, and really putting to bed then the myth of you can't overtake in Monaco then. But he had so much more pace in those soft tires. I wonder if they've gone off very early on indeed then here in Monaco. Look at Shane now. I think he's just lost a bit. He's left a bit of his wing now at Casino Square, and now we've got a Ferrari then. He's going to have a look into Mirabeau, is he? Not quite. You have to be almost alongside going down there, but remember Emerson earlier on also showed that he can do some good overtakes down there as well. And we're coming to Lowe's hairpin once again then. And so Baz then I expected to pull away then at the moment. Yeah, so there's a lot of time being lost now from the AlphaTauri. He's also damaged his wing. He's got tires falling off the cliff, and he has now also got, and look at this, and it's serious mushroom then. And now then he is being held up now by Shane, and Shane's got on the outside, on the inside toes, mushrooms on the outside. That's a fantastic manoeuvre, and he is passed and up into 8th position then. And I think Shane is going to have to go into the pits, and the damage is too much. The tires are also falling away quite quickly as well as they come into the swimming pool as well then. And now then Serious Mushroom then is got to try and pull away as much as possible. I'm wondering if his Ghost going to let is Shane coming in the pits this lap? He is indeed then for the AlphaTauri. So both AlphaTauris in the pits quite early on then. New Potato's getting a 3-second penalty as well. We've got Itchy now, who has had a fantastic opening stint this race. He's up to 8th position then after 8 laps. I think he would like the race then now, surely. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he wants the race to continue because he is really climbing up the order very nicely indeed then. It's like that big old ladder on Snakes and Ladders, isn't it? You used to be on like position 21, didn't it? Where you got onto a ladder there and you got right up to like near the high end of the board then. I'm not sure if anyone even plays Snakes and Ladders anymore, or maybe I'm just showing my age then. Back to the battle here for 3rd position, and at the moment Murphy there is very much under the caution here of Gurman, and Andre just dropping back slightly. And I wonder if he's just trying to give his tyres a rest set. Of course, you do not want to be on the car for too long in front, do you? Because your tyres will then start to overheat, don't you? Of course, you get a scrub of understeer, and because of that, then there's a car in the wall there. It's a Tormo Rosso who is AIing, and he's having a bit of issues there, isn't he? In the as they got 3-second penalty for Baz as well, but he's on a fantastic start into this race then. So now they're coming up the hill as well then. Ghost is very much on the case of Serious Mushroom at the moment, and Serious Mushroom now is 2 seconds behind Baz, and then Baz is was pulling away, but I think Serious Mushroom has now started to reel him back in with Shane now coming in the pits there. He's 7 seconds behind his teammates, so that's how much time he's lost after the damage to the front wing, and that's a shame now as well. Diggers is saying there Itchy flying then. And as I'll also say, was not even a safety car outright then. As it just on, oh goodness me then, as they come into the Mirabeau as well then, and oh goodness me then. So I don't think I was speaking rubbish. I don't think there was a safety car last night, was there? It's probably just dawned on me as well. But no, I don't think there was there? Because I think it was so polite last night, wasn't it? Oh, Serious Mushrooms had an issue at Poitier, and because of that, he is going to be very much on the back foot now. Oh, he's almost in the wall as well, and as they come down into the Noval chicane, oh my goodness me, as Serious Mushroom turns into his former teammate, and William is out of the race, and I think he's parked in the pit lane as well, has he? I think he has indeed then. So that's 2 minutes parked in the pit lane in very quick succession here in the Monaco Grand Prix, unless they're crashing coming into the pit lane, but I highly doubt it. That'll be quite surprising indeed then. But not looking good then. Is Flea and William both out of the race, and they not had a very good start in this race at all. Serious Mushroom getting on the curb there once again. Avanti Nogues then, and coming they put themselves on the back foot. I think Lost Souls is right, and there wasn't actually a safety car last night at all. So I'm speaking rubbish. I think that was a virtual safety car, but that's about it. But yeah, I was expecting like safety cars almost almost at will. But yeah, good stuff so far. And Renault's have just swapped positions. And Iceman's now up to 11th position. Now he's got past Woods, who is down in 12th position. Then Itchy is now all over the back then of the two former Williams drivers. Actually, believe it or not, was the last season. They were very good teammates, weren't they? Really complemented each other. They're now on different teams, aren't they? And they are battling away. Woods is having some issues, I think. Woods is having some major issues coming down into Mirabeau. He has damaged the car, and he's going to be dropping down the order, isn't he? Back with this battle here. It's starting to get very feisty, isn't it? Into the new Val chicane as well. There's a McLaren in front of us. That is Baz who's in front of us then. I thought I was Toro Rosso, so I have got to get me got to go to Specsavers, I think, so I'm missing almighty amount of stuff here as I come through the through the swimming pool section as well. Then Baz, Serious Mushroom, and then we got to Itchy, who is just holding off slightly. He's a second back at the moment. He'll not have DRS then into the pits. Comes to McLaren. I wonder if he's damaged the car. He looked a bit lighter on the front end now, didn't he? And Baz said he's in the pits there, and I wonder if he's going to go into the hard tires now as well. Murphy has dropped down then. Murphy has dropped down into third position. Then Gurman has got past Murphy, and that might have been down to Mirbeau there. I have missed that overtake then, and a good that might have been a good move indeed there. We've got a yellow flag there as Woods is having some major issues there, and it looks like the Alpha Tauri is also had some issues as well. As there's yellow flags and free. Woods is trying to come back into the pits now, and they're coming in the pits very slowly. New Potato is had some issues. Baz is coming out of the pits as well, so New Potato then is in the pits there. Remember, Bronze didn't have this Monaco race last season, did they? And they had a truncated season of only 9 races, didn't they, Bronze last season? And they're changing the nose cone as well, so Potato coming around the pits, and Woods has also changed onto the soft tire, also changing the nose cone as well. Gurman has now already got a second between himself and Murphy as well. Murphy's really struggling, so Andre is going to roll the dice here and come into the pits. The question is, where is he going to come out of the pits there? Because the undercut is here powerful, but the main problem about this race circuit is it's of course overtaking, which we've already heard in this stream, haven't we? And as Itchy there has got a 3-second penalty as well. Serious Mushroom there is still in front of his former teammate as well. Andre is coming out of the pits. Red Bull down the other side of the pit lane, aren't they? So he's going to be behind this battling a duo at the moment, isn't he? Is he going to be out in front of Iceman? He is indeed then. So he's got a good old gap here of about 3 seconds there. So he'll probably go up quite a bit there. So it's 3 seconds the gap is on the hard tire. So he's hoping that the medium runners come in fairly quickly at this stage, and so he can undercut Dan Murphy and maybe even undercut Gurman as well and get on the podium there for Andre. And that would be a very good thing indeed there from the Red Bull driver. Remember, Andre had a great race in Australia, but since then he's really struggled, hasn't he? He's only scored 4 points since the Bahrain Grand Prix, which is quite a low number of points, isn't it? Really. So we'll see what Andre can do today. He's on course for some major pointage, isn't he? And hopefully that's not the commentator's curse either. Serious Mushroom is now up into 6th position. Now we've got Ghost there, who is just behind his former teammate as well. V Todd is now also. These guys are actually going along quite nicely because now they're catching up to V Todd as well. So yeah, these guys are really keeping their tyres in check, aren't they? And then they're just reeling in the guys in front then. There's a huge gap between V Todd and Murphy though. That's an 18-second deficit. Yeah, I think that Murphy wants to stay out as long as possible and try and try and extend the stint then. And now Serious Mushroom is up into 5th position, and Ghost is up into 6th then. V Todd is coming into the pits. Andre is coming to the pits, and the undercut is not worth it at all because he's damaged the wing there on the Red Bull. What a shame for Andre there. He was in the high end of the points there, and that commentator's curse has come back to haunt me and Andre. What a shame there for Andre. He was looking very good at this stage then, and he's coming out of the pits then. There's V Todd who's on the medium tyres, and I think V Todd's going to have to do another stop then because those medium tyres are not going to last. Same with Andre as well. Shane is coming up to cross the line as well. That's how much time Murphy's got a 3-second penalty as well. And so Andre down in 13th position. He's got some pace around here. He's going to be very disappointed that anything could happen in this race, though, and it usually does, doesn't it? Especially around Monaco. Back to this battle here. This is a close battle on track. I'm enjoying it. We've also got Baz and V Todd also in close company as well in the battle for the final point then. Wilson there, who is on the hard tire, he pitted early. So did Iceman as well then. So they are back into the points as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Oh, Ghost there, understeering into back there, and that is not good, is it, for the Ferrari driver? Goodness me, yeah, he's he hit the inside barrier, didn't he? And then he just catapulted himself on the outside barrier, and so Ghost is going to have to come in the pits then. And now Itchy is up into a fantastic 6th position. And remember, he started 17th on the grid. The Williams driver did then, and he is now up to a very fine 6th position. Itchy is. Ghost then changing the nose cone on the Friday. Unfortunately, turning slightly too sharp into the back, damaged the nose cone, and that is going to put Ghost there quite down a number of positions as well. David Smith, Gurman is flying out there. He really is. He's reeling in infamous pillars, isn't he? It's 2 seconds of gap at the moment. Where is Ghost going to come out? Oh, goodness me. And we have got, I think that was Wilson and V-Tot there battling away. V-Tot is passed in front of Wilson. And now we've got Baz behind as well. Ghost coming out in front of Andre. Andre has just got past Shane as well. Good overtaking maneuvers going into Sandoval. I'm loving it so far. Fantastic. So, yeah, and of course, albeit, yeah, they're on fresher tyres at the moment. But still, it's very good to be overtaken into Sandoval. Both the AlphaTauris are 9th and 10th at the beginning of this race. 15 laps in are now 13th and 15th, and they need to have a almighty second half of the season here, don't they? Second half of the race, I should say, even. So Ghost currently outside the points, and there's Razor who's out of the race. So we're down to 17 cars, maybe even 16, because I don't think Toro Rosso is still in the race. I should say. I apologise. I just seen him AI in last time I seen it. So yeah, Toro Rosso is still in the race. He's in 17th position at the moment, with Woods in 16th. Potato in 15th. For Ghost wrong foot himself into the Nouvelle chicane now, but he is okay. He is carrying on there, and he is 2 seconds behind Baz, who is in at 10th position as well. So Serious Mushroom then is doing a very good job now, isn't he? Into the pits comes Itchy then. Iceman, I think this is his best performance, Iceman, so far. He's in 6th position in the Renault then, so there's some good outstanding performances out there. Marks Mello is one of them. I gotta say, he's in a league of his own. We haven't even seen him, is he? This is a very dominating performance, isn't it? And there's a Ferrari and the Andre there, who is very close behind there. He set the fast of the race. Andre underlining how much pace did he go into the back of the Ferrari? I'm not sure there is debris, and I think he has, has he? Let's take a look then. There's a debris off something. I thought it was a black end plate. It might be the Ferrari. We'll find out now then. I can't see, I need to open my eyes. There's another coming down into... Oh, it's Andre there. He's got all his end plates in now, so I think it must be Ghost then. And look at this, Itchy. He's just come out of the pits. He wanted some fresh air so he could give Serious Mushroom some serious concerns. But that is not the case at the moment. It's a Ghost there who's in real trouble there in the second half of the race. And he was on a good start to this race. Unfortunately, he's just gone wide into Sandoval, and that has really put him on the back foot at the moment, hasn't it? As they come flying out of the tunnel now and breaking down then into the French chicane as well, and getting over the curbs and accelerating the way. And yeah, Ghost has got damage, and Itchy has just dropped off to the backside there. So I think that might be a very clever strategy there from Itchy. Using, I gotta say, Itchy is doing a very much using the noggin here tonight, isn't he? And racing a very sensible race so far, isn't he? Gurman has got the gap to less than a second then. So David Smith is exactly right then. Gurman is very much giving flames out of the back of that Haas, isn't it? A bit like the DeLorean out of Back to the Future. Incredible, isn't it? Andre is feeling. I thought he was going to have a look down the inside there of Ghost there. Ghost there struggling in. Oh my goodness me, this is a replay of Facts on and Glock last season. Oh my goodness me, where are they? And at the moment, Ghost there is still in front of Andre. Andre is trying to get by as quickly as possible there, because look at this, and that's end plate. I think that's a McLaren end plate, and he's coming down into Mirabel. Oh my goodness me there. And this is getting very intense, isn't it? As into Low Serp, and there's nowhere on there. Sutil did a good job, didn't he? I think it was 2013, wasn't he, where he caught Alonso unaware, didn't he? A great overtaking maneuver there from the racing point driver, which was actually Force India back then, which I should get the team names right there. But there we go. Now into the pits comes Serious Mushroom as well then, and he's now coming into the French chicane as well. Andre's got a penalty there, and these penalties are going to start to be racking up for Andre there, but he is blisteringly quick at this stage of the race, isn't he? He wants to get by the Ferrari as ASAP, as quickly as possible then. And look at how much he is losing time on it. Serious Mushroom is in the pits end for the racing point. Wilson has gone up into a fantastic fantastic 5th position, I should say. No, 6th position there. Serious Mushroom comes out of the pits as well then, so he's in front of these battling Ferrari and a Red Bull. They're going into Sandoval again, and there's contact again then, and so there's no debris coming off the back of that Red Bull at the moment. But goodness me then, he is really all over that Ferrari, isn't he? He's climbing all over the back of the rear wing of the Ferrari, and of course his teammate infamous Pillars is really now starting to struggle, isn't he? Gurman is now going to, he's clipped him there going into Mirabel. No harm, no foul though, so we carry on then. Yeah, so into the pits. So is in the pits is Murphy as well then. I think Murphy's a bit too far behind for the undercut, but Gurman is definitely on the forefront at the moment, on the front foot, isn't he? And this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? They come through the tunnel again. This is fantastic racing, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed then. And as a digger is saying, needs a summer shower there to really spoil Mark Mello. Mark Mello going on course for his first race win in ALR, in ALR Silver. He's dominating, isn't he? Pole position. At the moment, he is he's free, 11.3 seconds in front there. Gurman and Murphy have come out in front there of Iceman, and that just shows what the top four there is in a league of their own at the moment, weren't they? With all the shenanigans going on in the button. Ghost is staying out at the moment there, but he is losing an awful lot of time. So is Andre and Itchy behind as well. But Itchy is staying. It's just staying within the DRS. I'm sorry, it's just staying within a 2 second gap at the moment of these two. Oh, Andre there sliding into the inside of the barrier there, and that wasn't feeling too good at all, was it? So they come over the hill once again then. So Murphy is out 6 seconds behind 6 seconds behind Gurman. Gurman is 19 seconds back then. Andre might be getting a bit frustrated as he comes into Mirabeau. And of course in front of us, Ghost is actually quicker than Baz at this stage of proceedings then. So that's why Ghost is staying out there, because he's given himself a very good he's got some amazing pace there with no wing, has he? But Wilson there has done 15 laps on the hard tyre. VTOD is on the medium tyres at the moment, and so we've got Serious Mushroom also on those medium tyres as well. And just taking a look there, see where these guys are. We've got some good battles out there at the moment. I'm loving this race, fantastic. We've got 20 laps to go at the Monaco Grand Prix at the moment. Only 2 retirements, William and Flea both out of the race. And there's unfortunately had issues in the pit lane. Oh, it's Andre there, is in the wall then, and he is slapping that car around. Goodness me, he's being very brutal on this Red Bull tonight. You can see him adjusting the settings on the old steering wheel as well. VTOD then is 3 tenths a second back. That is not enough, and you need to be less than that, don't you? Coming across the line then. Andre's also 3 tenths of second back, 2 tenths of second back. Is he going to go for a lunge? Not quite then, as Ghost is quick in all the right places, isn't he? And that is where you need to be in this Grand Prix. Look at this, he's pushing him up the hill, isn't he, as they come. Oh my goodness me! And he was going wide. Oh, he's tapped the barrier. Has he damaged the wing? Oh, he's also hit Ghost there into the arm car, I figure, as well. And look, Andre is getting very unhappy at that, and he's damaged the wing as well. Oh dear, oh dear. Mark Smello is in the pits then, as that is not good at all, is it? And now is Andre. He's damaged the wing once again, and it was getting very feisty out there, wasn't it? VTOD has now been 2-6 position. Great overtake indeed there. Gurman's got the undercut there from David Smith as well then, as now they're coming down into the Nouvelle chicane there, and Wilson has been dispatched there by Serious Motion there, and unfortunately there is Andre has gone across. Oh my goodness me, he's got a 10-second penalty, Andre has. That I think is about frustration, isn't it, after being stuck behind for Ghost for so long there. But of course it's prerogative, isn't it? And so Gurman there is now then he is in at third position at the moment then, and so I think that Dave Swift, Gurman's got the undercut, and he is now in third position at the moment. He's passed Murphy at the moment. Yellow flag in 2. Andre is out of the race then, and where is he? And Andre, I think he's in the pit lane then, and he's also out as well then. Frustration, I think, for Andre after a very close battle between himself and Ghost. And unfortunately he would have, I think that would have been the third time he would have replaced his front wing there. So Andre there, very disappointing there, and he is out of the proceedings as well. And of course he was so high up in the top 10 as well. There could have been some major points on the board for the Red Bull today, but that is just not going to happen now, as he is now on the sidelines as well. We're down to 16 cars then in this Monaco Grand Prix. We're just watching Baz at the moment then, who is giving Jake Wilson some cause for concern as well. And look at Ghost there. He's doing a cracking job there with that broken front wing, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed then. Infamous Pillars is staying out for a very long time at the moment then, so this is an interesting development in this race then. I'm wondering what Pillars is going to do then, but the gap between himself and Mark Meadows is coming down quite quickly now, because he's done 20 laps on those medium tyres then as well. And as I just now on board, then yellow flag is one of the McLarens. I think there's yellow flags up by the Lowe's hairpin there, and just taking a look then, Toro Rosso there is really struggling there, isn't he? Looks like his tyres is overheated quite considerably. Now then we're going back to this one here, because it's Wilson, it's Baz, and now it's Ghost, I should say, then within a second as well then. This is going to get very tasty indeed then. It's a powering up the hill then as well, and so at the moment then, Wilson's done 18 laps on his hard tyres, 10 laps for Baz as well. Shane is in the pits there after 12 laps on those hard tyres as well, and so I'm wondering if he's going to go to the medium tyres to the end of the race now, as he's spotted a gap where he thinks he can slot into and really rip up the timesheets then. I'm interested to know what Infamous Pillar's doing. He's done 21 laps on the medium tyres, and so I think it's almost a certain now that he's going to be behind Mark Smith. He's going to be on both Haas's and Murphy as well, because he stayed out for a lot longer than what the other guys did then. So I wonder if Pillars might be going on to the soft tyre. As I was saying earlier, though, track position is king around here, isn't it? So I'm wondering if sacrificing strategy possibly would have been a better shout. But who knows then? Because I do not know much about the strategy element of Formula 1 or any. Oh, we got a Williams. And who's that? That's it. He's had a problem down into the New Val chicane now. He was having such a great race, and what a shame there for Richie. He's only done 6 laps on these hard tires as well. So this is a very that's a big old shame now. He's got a 17-second deficit between himself and Equals, who's in 12th position as well. But once again, Monaco is a very frustrating racetrack, isn't it? And yellow flags in one is one of the McLarens. I think it's Toro Rosso there, just getting out of the way by the looks there. As he's just getting out of the way, I think, of everyone. Then so there's Toro Rosso is very much on the back foot at the moment now in the second McLaren, unfortunately. But he's good job. He's doing a good job of sticking in this race at the moment there. Toro Rosso. So hats off to him there for sticking with it. The gap in the front. German has got a 3-second penalty. Is that going to be instrumental in the final stages then of this Monaco Grand Prix? Absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. As Andreas said, he was 2 seconds faster than these guys, but unfortunately, and that's the nature of Monaco, isn't it, really? But and he got stuck behind Ghost there, and he damaged his front wing, didn't he? And we've also got Digger saying that Mark Smello is hunting down Pillars. He's having a fantastic race at this stage of proceedings. He's doing a really good job. Mark Smello is his best performance in ALR by a long shot. Can he now keep it going? Well, he's got. Well, look at this. He's less than a second back now. As you can see, he's gaining over him hand over fist. I wonder if Pillars is risking a puncture here on those medium tyres. The tyres are not very stressed around here as much, are they? Andreas left the session then, and that is the confirmation that he is the third retiree then of the Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, Mark Smello, did he go in the wall there? Did he go in the wall? Let's take a look then. I think he might have get a glance of blow. He's okay. He's okay then. He's got so much speed, hasn't he? He doesn't want to have an extra pit stop, does he? Glance of blow there. And into the pits comes Pillars. He's damaged the wing. That's why. So Pillars has damaged the wing. And he's coming into the pits now. The race leader is. And Potato is out of this race then. And so Potato is also calling it a day as well. The change of the nose cone on the Ferrari then. And he's just going to be losing more time. So New Potato is out of the race and having a disappointing race tonight then. And there's his car just coming out of the pits as well. Murphy is quite a long way back, actually. Infamous Pillars is going to get out in front of his championship rival. It's a Haas 1-2 at this stage of proceedings here in Monaco. Oh, wait, there's Murphy. He's coming up now. He is past Pillars. And Pillars is almost out of the line. And look how close that was. And the two championship rivals then have come out literally nose to tail then here in Monaco. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Pillars is on soft tires. Is those soft tires going to get to the end? Oh, my goodness me. He is very much all over the show here. And there's Murphy going to start to defend then on board of him now as well. And German is now pulling away as you got yellow flags for the AlphaTauri of New Potato then. So he's got the tyres then. Let's see then. He doesn't want to be stuck behind Murphy for too long then, because when you get stuck behind a car for too long, you kind of starting to get into that rhythm there. But look at how much Murphy is struggling then. Because he struggled through Porsche, he's really also compromised Infamous Pillars' run there, and that helped him going into the C-French as well. Back on board Pillars. He's got a 3-second penalty at the moment now. Pillars has and he is in 4th position at the moment as well. Is Iceman still in 5th, doing a cracking job at the moment, Iceman. It's fantastic stuff from the Renault drive. Really good stuff indeed then. And we've also got Mark Smello and German. They're 1st and 2nd at the moment. And fantastic driving from both the Haas teams tonight. They were looking formidable in qualifying, and they're now showing it in the race as well then. We're on lap 25 out of 39. Nothing it's for granted here in Monaco. It's been an absolutely incredible show, hasn't it? Murphy's also got a 3-second penalty as well. The championship leader is usually so cool and calm then. He's got his championship rival there really bearing down on him here in Monaco, and this is what you want to see, isn't it? The two championship protagonists going to wheel, and did Pillars go into the back of Murphy? Not quite, as he had to slam on the brakes quite quickly there, didn't he? Ghost is still behind Basamone, who is also still behind Wilson as well, but Wilson has peeled off into the pit lane as well. What tires is Wilson going to go on? Well, we'll find out in just a few minutes as well. Diggers is saying, come on, Williams team. At the moment, Itchy's in 10th position, and Equals is in at 12th position. He might get out into 11th actually. No, it's quite a big old gap, isn't there? Because I think Wilson's coming out of the pits now. He's just outside of the points at the moment then. So is that Murphy. Look at how much he's struggling on the circuit, though, isn't he? But I've got to say, Murphy, even though he is struggling on his back foot, he is still in a fantastic third position. Oh, his pillars has gone into the wall. He has damaged the end plate on the Ferrari. And pillars, that is a huge mistake, isn't it? At this stage of proceedings as well. Oh, goodness me. And he's got to end plate damage on that Ferrari. He's got end plate on both, damage on both end plates. He's coming into the pits now as well. Oh, goodness me. This is Pillar since round 4 has been taking the points out of Dan Murphy, hasn't he? And this is a bit of a blow here in Monaco. Monaco is a unique track, though, isn't it? And look at V-Top then. Look at V-Top there all over the back then of Iceman. So Pillars will be out in that 6th position there. He's on the medium tires now to the end of the race then. And Wilson is now very close to the back of Equals. Oh my goodness me! Oh my goodness me! He almost, well, he's damaged the car. He almost lost it in the tunnel, didn't he? That is getting very sketchy indeed then. Of course, it's very difficult overtaking the tunnel. Remember, Montoya and Schumacher came to blows as well. Got a yellow flag out there. It's Woods is facing the wrong way and Lowe's hairpin there. Oh goodness me, that is a very precarious place to have the car. We're going to have a safety car here or a virtual safety car. It's a safety car. And oh goodness me, Equals is coming to what's happened, and oh gosh, they've come to blows. They was very close together when they in the tunnel, and now they've come to blows and now out of the race then. And Woodson, who's trying to recover in the Renault as well. Oh dear. And Jake and Equals was getting very tentative in the tunnel as well. Gurman is in the pits, and this has completely changed the face of the race, hasn't it? So Gurman in the pits are on the medium tires. He's coming out in the Haas. Murphy also in the pits as well. And I want to see if the Mercedes are going to they are just well, there's a very long pit, so I think he's got to change the nose cone on that Mercedes, and he has indeed. And he's coming out of the pits as well. V-Todd, and this is helping the likes of Iceman and V-Todd and Sirius Mushing. They're getting some major points then. I think that this is going to help might out Pillars a bit, because I think that Pillars is not going to be pitting now, is he? So we'll see that he should get in front of Sirius Mushing in the pits. Indeed he is then. Let's see then. It's Pillars might be back up in the 4th position then. So this is a lifeline there for the championship contender for silver. Brilliant stuff indeed. There he is, and so Pillars is back out on track as well as Wilson, and Equals is out of the race as well then, as it was all going off on that lap. Goodness me then, and a very adventurous lap. Bars is in 7th position. He hasn't come in the pits. That might be a problem there for Bars. He's done 16 laps. Itchy in the pits well, then changing those nose cone and the tyres as well. We've also got Ghost in the pits as well. He has changed the nose cone. Ghost has, and he's coming back out of the pits as well. As Payne to say he's crashed my car, Equals as well. We're not sure what happened there, but it was getting very feisty coming in the pits, wasn't it? Shane has elected to stay out, hasn't he? But he is down in 11th position. I wonder if it would have been more. I wonder if it'd be more interest for Shane to come in the pits as well. Woods is a lap behind at the moment. Then into the pits comes Mark Smiller then, and he is back out of the pits with a huge deficit, isn't he? Mark Smiller there will be one man who's not happy about the safety car, is he, at the moment then? But Gurman is in 2nd position. Murphy is 3rd then. Infamous Pillars is back in the action in 4th. Iceman in a fantastic 5th with V-Todd in 6th position. He's on the soft tires. V-Todd is then. Interesting. Bars in 7th position then. Sirius Mushroom is in 8th, and I wonder if Bars might be able to come in and come back out perhaps then. We'll find out then, because Bars does have a he has a 20-second advance, so I don't think that's enough. It Ghost in 9th position. 10th position is Itch in the moment then. Shane in 11th, and Woods, oh my goodness me, he's just slid into the pit lane as well, as Woods is out of this race then as well. And I'm surprised at that, because Woods could potentially have been got some points there as well, but Woods is out of the race then, and we are down to 12 cars. I think we are down to 12 cars as well, because I don't think Razor's in this race, as he has been ghosting for quite a bit then. But yeah, Toro Rosso then is a lap down the moment, and I wonder if he might just throw corners to the wind there and just like overtake and get on and just go onto the back then, because he is quite a long way behind the rest of the field at the moment then. So at the moment we've got Mark Smeller, who is leading the race at the moment then, on lap 28 on 39. I think when the safety car comes in, we'll have 10 laps to go. This Monaco Grand Prix on board Shane, who is not, just outside the points at the moment. But this, I don't think this is not how it's going to finish. I don't think we have got Sirius Mushroom and V-Top. Both the racing points are going to be very racy, aren't they? Because they are on the soft tires, and Baz is going to have some problems there with Sirius Mushroom right behind him. And we've also got Iceman as well in 5th position. He's on a fantastic race today. Really good stuff then from all drivers still participating in this incredible race at the moment, and brilliant stuff indeed then. So then as we just come back to Mike Smiley, one more lap beyond the safety car and we'll get going in lap 29 out of 39. It's been a cracker race, it really has said as well, as gosh, hopefully we'll find out what happened to Wilson and the Equals. I'm not sure if it was Equals and Wilson, I'm not sure if it was Equals and Wilson that caused the safety car, or if it was Woods. We was looking at Woods there, pointing the wrong way, and the safety car came out just as I think, just as Equals and Wilson came to blows there at Rascassa, but I'm just surmising at the moment then, so don't take anything I say as gospel. As we're just on board then, Mark Smeller, goodness me, this man has been fantastic right from the get-go tonight. He has been absolutely 10 out of 10 for performance. He has been incredible, Mark Smeller has. And he's got now Gurman right behind him as well, his teammate. And Gurman has not won a race so far this season. He only had one podium, hasn't he? Mark Smeller has not even had a podium yet this season, but goodness me, I would, so far, he has been so good here in Monaco, hasn't he? He has absolutely mastered the street circuit, hasn't he? Which is so difficult to master. Fantastic stuff indeed. They were just watching then the three cars, the Serious Mushroom and the Ghost and Itchy. They're just quite a way behind, so they're 16 seconds behind Baz at the moment now, and I'm wondering if the safety car is going to come in then, so this might extend the safety car period and right for another lap at least then as well, as Lewis Spencer saying, unlucky man then, as I think that's a shame then for Mark Smith, isn't it? And just on board then, safety car figure staying out for one more lap then, so is, I think, or are we getting go? No, we still got the safety car. Then I had a real. I couldn't see the safety car then on the map then, cause but I was getting a bit concerned then. So yeah, they have now finally caught up to the back then, haven't they? So who didn't pit in the safety car period? Well, Baz hasn't pitted. He's done 19 laps on those hard tyres. Baz has, and I feel that that might have been a mistake there, unless he hasn't got any more tyres left for Baz. But I don't think he's been in the pits that often, has he? And then just taking a look at these stops then. Well, we've had 4 stops for the Toro by Rossa then. Only 1 stop for Baz then. So yeah, he should have enough tyres as well. Everyone else has done 2 stops then as well. So an interesting strategy there from Baz at this moment. And of course the position changes as it stands with 10 laps to go. Is Toro by Rossa up 7 position. But Itchy looks like he's on course for driver of the day at the moment with 7 positions as well. We've got Ghost and Serious Mushroom also going up 4 positions. Everyone has gone up positions apart from Pillars, who has dropped down 2 positions. And Shane has as well then. So we're about to get going in just a few moments time then. I expect then that this is going to be the last lap behind the safety car before we get going for a sprint race of 10 laps then, and this is going to be a cracking one indeed, isn't it? Haas are going for their first 1-2 of ALR Silver, and it is going to be a fantastic day today, isn't it, for the Haas team? And if they do get this 1-2, they're going to be flying well up through the constructors, aren't they? Because at the moment they are down in 7th position. They're moving themselves at least up into 5th position then by the end of tonight then. So good stuff indeed then for the Haas team, and we don't get many 1-2s in ALR, do we? And the safety car is in at the end of this lap then, so I think the last run two in the ALR Silver was actually the Red Bull. Anyway, yep, safety car is in at the end of this lap then. We're about to go green in Monaco for 10 more laps then in the Principality then. So when is Mark Smello going to drop the hammer down? We're watching the Haas driver as well then. Safety car is peeled off. Bert Mylander has only been used once so far in both races of ALR. And here we go then for Anthony Nose then. We have now got 10 laps then to decide the Monaco Grand Prix. There's going to be penalties and all kinds of stuff going on then, and Mark Smell leads, and Gurman is in second position, Murphy third, then Pillars in fourth, Iceman fifth, Vitons in sixth. It's Baz though, it's Baz who is under then Baz is Ghost is on the inside. What a move for Ghost, and he's got up the inside and passes Serious Mushroom then. But Ghost there is really on the back foot then as he comes over the crest of the hill then before dropping down into Casino Square. I was going to say Casino Royale, that's a James Bond film. Serious Mushroom there really showing their retired temperatures by the looks there on the racing point as well. Shane now just keeping back at Iceman has got a 3-second penalty there for I think cutting the curve there. Mark Smell then is now starting to stretch his legs as well as Payne has said good luck, as of course they might need it under the safety car restart, but so far it says Sweet has a nut then. Gurman is locking up the inside then as his teammate is now starting to pull away once again, and in the background there is Murphy. We've got Ghost there who's passed Baz there is Ghost there, I've got to say, 2 positions there in 1 lap in Monaco is fantastic, really well done there indeed then. And now Baz is really showing now he's going to be falling like a stone. Yes, it is, Monaco track position is king, but I think that the tyres are so old there. 20 laps there. Oh, he's in the bar as well. I think there's we got Iceman who is Pillars is in the pits, and that's a problem for the Ferrari. He's in the pits, he's lost a lot of end plate on that Ferrari. Iceman's up in the 4th position as well, and Ghost is now in the 6th position. Serious Mushroom now is looks like dropping back from the Ferrari there slightly. So Pillars that is out of the points as it stands at the moment there, but there's only 11 cars on the same lap at the moment, with Toro Rosso in a 12th position and a lap behind the rest of the field so far as they're coming over the crest of the hill and into Casino Square as well. Mark Smells got a 3-second penalty. Is that gonna be pivotal in the Monaco Grand Prix? The first two have never won a race in silver so far, and who's gonna be able to keep that cool then? And look at this as they come into the Lowe's hairpins. Well, I know that Jeff does tell you about penalties and stuff then, but it'd be interesting. I don't really know what the penalty situation's like at the moment, because there's been all kinds of chaos, hasn't there? Lovely over-the-shoulder shot here from Serious Mushroom. My goodness me, that's some serious pace, and he's on the inside of Bass. Goes on the inside. Oh, and now oh goodness me, there's contact. And then it's the accelerator. Oh goodness me, Itchy's just gone through Bass. Goodness gracious me, I know we're past the watershed, but gosh. It's Itchy almost into the barrier there. But still doing a good job. Oh goodness me, doing a good job to stay out of the barriers there. Now we've got Shane in, who's done 11 laps as well on the medium tyres. And he's his DRS has now been enabled then. Oh gosh, then what a series of moves here then. Baz is dropping down the order there quite quickly. We've got infamous Pillars there, who is on soft tires, and he is going to be lining up the timesheets as well. Toro Rosso is in the pits then as well, and is in the McLaren now. He's starting from the back of the field then, and he's still in the race then, so that's fair plays to Toro Rosso. He's in the pits again now. I think he might have damaged the wing, unfortunately then. Now back on board of Itchy and Serious Mushroom now is in 7th position at the moment then, but Itchy there, who I think the Williams drivers had a fantastic drive today, hasn't he? Very strong performance there from the Williams driver, and coming into Lowe's there, but as well Shane is now all over the back of Baz there on the background as Itchy climbing all over the curbs there, and probably not the fastest way to get around that, the part of the circuit, but it works for Itchy, doesn't it? And now they're coming out of the tunnel as well, and there's two good opportunities to overtake on this circuit. This is one of them, and at the moment no dice going into the Portier. And Shane there is going straight on. No, yeah, that's a fantastic. Goodness me, how did he stop that AlphaTauri? It's beyond me. Brilliant stuff there from Shane. Good stopping power. 10 seconds in between himself and Pillars. Mark Smello has set the fast on the race, and he is leading this race at the moment as he is trying to extend his deficit. I'm not even sure who's going to win this Monaco Grand Prix. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? And the two Haas boys once again looking strong. Iceman in a fantastic 4th position, and really good stuff indeed there for Iceman. Really well done indeed. I might have to argue about who's going to be driving the day today. I think at the moment, and Itchy probably does deserve it as well, though, doesn't he? It's very difficult because Mark Smello has been out. It's been incredible today. And now, look at this then, is Itchy there. The back end is very loose on the rear now, isn't it? He's starting to slide out, but he wants to get by the racing point, doesn't he? As Serious Mushroom has dropped off the back of Ghost there. He's now 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds behind his former teammate. Ghost is in 6th position, and so Ghost once again doing a good job then of when it's a tough race there, he just seems to shine, doesn't he, Ghost? And he's now in 6th position. Lovely stuff there. And he is now only 2 seconds behind VTOD. VTOD is only 2 seconds away from the medium runner of Iceman as well. So one of the soft tires are now starting to drop off, and as they didn't last too long earlier on, did they? Itchy, I think, just had a glancing blow with the barrier then. Tommy is saying, go on, Itch, then. Well, he's doing a cracking job, isn't he? And he will be driving today, I think, if which we'll probably see him as driver today then, but as I was mentioning before, there's been some cracking performances out there tonight. Really impressive stuff indeed there. Pillars is doing is lining up the timesheets quite nicely, isn't it? And Itchy there has got to say is looking a bit ragged at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? As he is very much pushing on then. Pillars then are on board of it on it. Oh, if he just clipped the inside of Rascast there, didn't he? Pillars is currently ghosted at the moment, but don't worry about that as he comes over the grid hatches again then, and let's see then what Pillars could do. He is 5 seconds away at the moment then. As Lloyd's is saying GG to for whoever wins at the moment. Well, currently Mark Smello is in the box seats at the moment in the Haas as we're coming down into the new Val chicane. He's had a fantastic race, hasn't he, Mark Smello? And of course a late safety car has really put a bit of drama and spice into this Monaco Grand Prix. Apart from that, he has controlled this race from start to finish in a brilliant race indeed. And Marks is doing amazing, says Tommy. I echo that. He's doing a fantastic job, isn't he? Mark Smello says we haven't seen the talent of Mark Smello up until now, have we? And goodness me, he is shining through on the streets of Monaco there, and he is very much shown that he is a Monaco master. Mark Smello he's fantastic here tonight, isn't he? And Gurman is second at the moment, and it's a good return to form for Gurman as well, isn't it? Because Gurman's had a very trying couple of races, hasn't he? But he is back. He looks like he might be back on form as well. Murphy in third position then, and And he's had a very difficult last 3 races as well. But back on the podium, Iceman, fantastic drive in that 4th position there. I think he might be my driver today then, because Iceman, this will be his best race result of his silver career so far. And in 4th position, fantastic stuff indeed there. Itchy is now back onto the back of Sirius Mushner. And Sirius Mushner is struggling for speed at this stage of proceedings as well. Baz is going to be on that sinking feed, I feel then, because he is now being reeled in by that Ferrari quite quickly, isn't he? And that is the battle for the final points. Well, can the Pillars get a point then before this is all said and done as well? And actually Baz is only 4 seconds in front of Shane as well, so Shane might also be a bit concerned there from Infamous Pillars. Can he get any points then in this very difficult race? Pillars was on the front row, wasn't he? But I think today no one could hold a candle there to our race here at the moment. And is Itchy there almost going I think he did go into the back there of Sirius Mushner. They always came to a dead stop there. The new Val chicane there coming through to the back now. Lovely helicam shot here then as Itchy's got a 3-second penalty. That was quite apparent there through the first part of the swimming pool, and now they're coming in into a Ras Cast as well then. 3 laps to the end then. Sirius Mushroom there is going to be defending for all his worth, and these points are valuable, aren't they, in the battle for the championship. And now as we got to yellow flag as Baz is out of the race then, as we thought he was a bit off the racing line there, and that's Baz, and he's crashed at the swimming pool section, and that is a big blow then for Baz. And unfortunately I don't think there's a car close enough to see what happened. I think he's done a Rosberg. Remember Rosberg had a bigger crash there in 2000, and he has done the same thing as Rosberg there, and he has crashed there as Itchy has got by Sirius Mushroom. Just so I was watching Baz, Itchy is through then, and Tormar Rossa there potentially might get a point at the moment now if we have any more retirees. Of course Razor I don't think is in the race then. I've been saying that all through the race, but I might be wrong about that. If I am wrong, I apologise indeed then. As Diggers say that Baz has held Pillars big time now. He's dropped down to 8 seconds, but unfortunately, Baz now out of the race, isn't he? Itchy, unfortunately for us, so we also miss Itchy's overtake as the soft tires are starting to drop off the field, because VTOL is now 3 seconds away from Iceman, and Ghost is the man who is in the ascendancy at the moment, but he is 3 seconds behind. He's got a 3-second penalty, but there's VTOL there limping home now in the Racing Point as well. But once again, Racing Point as a team are bringing the spoils home, but I think it's Haas will be team of the day today. Fantastic driving indeed there from the American based team then. Really well done indeed, and the gap is now up to 3.6 seconds then, as the Ferrari of Ghost there is now hunting down VTOL with 2 laps to go around Monaco. Fair play to everyone who's still in this race, and it's a tough race, the toughest one of the season perhaps. I certainly think so. It's definitely right up there with the tough ones, isn't it? I think this one, and probably Baku as well, and a week's time we'll be going to Baku, so another street race, and I think that Mark Smello will be definitely rubbing his hands with glee concerning the performance he's had tonight. He's been outstanding, hasn't he? He has been the cream of the crop here tonight. Mark Smello has absolutely fantastic. He really has been indeed then. As has Gurman as well. It's great to see Gurman back up there. There's a lot of good performances out there tonight. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to select one outstanding performance, isn't there? But Itchy there from I think he was 17th on the grid, was he? Why, he's up into 7th now. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Itchy. As I like saying, Haas 1-2 GG. Yeah, it's been great performance there, as we were saying, from the Haas team as well then. And now Mark Smello is on the final lap then of the Monaco Grand Prix. 4.1 seconds he's got over his teammate Gurman, and Gurman has got 6 seconds deficit over himself and Dan Murphy, who is in third position as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Those are podium winners at the moment. And Pillars then, the closest man in the Drivers' Championship to Murphy, is losing out to Murphy tonight. And Murphy, who would be on, who's going to be on 15 points then, and Pillars is only on 1 point as it stands at the moment, and he will he would lose out 14 points, won't he? And a rough mass count then as well, because I think it's 25 points at the moment. It'll be up to 34 then in the World Drivers' Championship as well. As Mark Smello then is on the final tour of the Monaco Grand Prix, he can enjoy himself because it has been a spectacular race indeed. That young guy saying, well done Mark Smello and Gurman, excellent drive. It really has said. It's Tormar Rosso in at 12th position as well. Then we got a Alfa Romeo just get out of the way. Mark Smello on his debut got his first pole position and now his first race win here in the Monaco Grand Prix. Mark Smello wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Gurman in second as a Haas 1-2. Absolutely, they've been amazing all event long then. Murphy in a brilliant third position. Iceman in a fantastic fourth. Really good drive there. VTOL into fifth position. No, he's in fourth position. Iceman has got some penalties and he has dropped down to fifth. Tall up to full third once again, showing some metal there, isn't he? Itchy in 6th position, 7th position, no, 7th position is Serious Mushroom. Itchy in 8th position. Shane is coming through in 9th position as well, and the second AlphaTari, and Infamous Pillars then is having a try and race there, isn't he? He is in 10th position, and the final point button today belongs to the Haas driver. So 1-2 for the Haas team, and Mark Smello wins his first race. That's the first time he's been on the podium in ALR, and not only that, he's got on the top step. Brilliant stuff there from Mark Smello. Absolutely well done indeed. What a drive there from the Haas driver. Brilliant stuff indeed. And there he is then. He is absolutely loving it, isn't he? And why wouldn't he be? Mark Smello's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he, in this race? Dominated qualifying, dominated the race, and I've got to say that is a pretty emphatic drive here in Monaco. I can't wait to see what he can do in a week's time in Baku, and that is where we're going next week. But of course, we've got one more race, which is bronze tomorrow. But before we even think about bronze, let's take a final look at the classification from the Monaco Grand Prix. And not only that, Mark Smello has got a Grand Slam pole position, fastest lap, and the race win. This man is absolutely dominant. Really well done indeed there from Mark Smello. Fantastic stuff. So that's his first race win of his career in ALR. Brilliant stuff. Gurman back on the podium finally. So that's his second podium there for Gurman. Really good stuff. Murphy in third position. He had V Todd, no penalties. A great drive in fourth. Fifth position is Iceman with sixth position Ghost. Serious Mushroom is seventh. Itchy is in 8th. 9th position is Shane, and Pillars in 10th position. And out of the race then was Razor. 12th position was Tor Myrosso. Other retirements was Baz, Woods, Equals, Wilson, New Potato, Andre, William, and Flea all retired from the Monaco Grand Prix. And I'd like to say I've been joined in the gantry now by the rostrum winners, and I think I've definitely seen a Gurman come in here. I think that's all I've seen in here actually. So hopefully we'll talk to Mark Smello in a minute as well, because I'd love to hear from Mark Smello's thoughts. But before we do, let's go to Gurman. Gurman, I got to say it's been a very difficult couple of races for you, but you're back on the podium today, and it was a Haas 1-2. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. I messed up my last lap in Q3 and I started 6th, but I got quite a good start and I was up to like 4th after the first turn. And then Dan Murphy made a mistake, so I got him, and then I was just trying to keep the pace up when I undercut up Pillars, and it worked.
It really did, and I've got to say, you've had a very difficult last couple of races, as I mentioned earlier. But how are you feeling then going forward then? Because you've had 3 DNFs, unfortunately, in the last 3 races. Do you feel that this is now going to propel you back into the championship fight?
Yeah, I felt really good today. Like, just dialed in, like, didn't really make a lot of mistakes at all. Yeah, I feel pretty good, to be honest.
Really well done, Gurman. Fantastic stuff today. And your second podium of your career in silver. Really well done. Dan, if we can come to you next, then, of course, it looked like a bit of a trying day in the office in the Mercedes, but I would say that you've extended your gap in the World Championship to 34 points now. So then, bad day, is it?
No, it's not a bad day, but I'm really terrible at Monaco. I hate Monaco. So to get third, buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
Lovely stuff indeed then from Dan. I don't think Mark Smello is going to be joining us, unfortunately, which is such a shame, because I would love to have heard from him. But which is a big shame, really. So I think, as Gio said, well done, Mark Smello. He was fantastic, wasn't he? Dominating performance. We are going to be leaving you tonight, but we'll be back for bronze action as we got one more tour around Monaco, which has been fantastic, hasn't it? The last 2 races have been brilliant in ALR, gold and silver. Bronze is tomorrow. See you then. Goodbye.